What's going on, man? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's happening with everybody? Do not see anybody in the chat. I see Asante L. T. Orlando Pearson in the building. What's going on? Said Fanon, bring that dang smoke today. Empty the clip. Y'all had me rolling yesterday. Hey man, if it kicks off, it kicks off, man. I had a conversation with my wife today this morning, and she encouraged me to stay positive and have a smile on my face and all of those type of good things. So you know what it is. I'm gonna try my absolute best to not call anybody any names. I'm gonna try my best not to get irritated, despite the absolute rampant amount of stupidity flying around in the boxing world. You got to bomb first. Hey man, let's wait. No, I had a good night, man. I went on the Rise podcast last night. I actually took some of the support you guys gave me yesterday and spread it over there to the Rise podcast and BFTB. Marquee in the building. What's going on, man? Asante L, what's happening? That said, that Inoue is going to destroy Fulton. I mean, look, man, what do you expect? What do you expect? What do you expect? Monster Inoue is a good fighter. He really is. So is Stevie Fulton Jr. He's got to go over there to Japan. I just hope he's very careful going over there to Japan. You know, I hope he's getting good money, and he's very careful about how he prepares for himself over there because you know they're gonna pull a lot of janky stuff for him. They're gonna pull a lot of janky stuff to throw him off. Because you know if they literally will not let a Japanese person hold gloves for Nonito Donaire going into that fight, that tells you the mentality of everybody in that arena, everybody in everybody connected with that. Because if they're not even allowed to hold gloves for you, are they allowed to give you water? You know what I mean? Are they going to be, if it goes the distance, are they going to feel safe enough to like score against him? Right? All of those type of things you got to come into play when you start thinking, when you listen to what Nonito Donaire said. What Nonito and Rachel said. And what, for me, I actually even tagged Steve Fulton Jr. on some tweets yesterday. I don't know if he saw him because, I don't really know. I'm not that big a Twitter head, but I was like, hey, man, you better listen to what these people got. You should probably listen to what these people got to say before you go over there, so at least you can be prepared for them to get real funny with you. You know what I mean? Be prepared for them to get real funny with you. But look, man, I blocked that dude on Twitter, man. I was having fun with dude for a little while, but yesterday, when he said that stuff yesterday, I was like, look, man, I'm done I'm done, man. like I'm done. Usually I just kind of treated it like a joke. Like, cause seriously, man, he says stuff that's so ridiculous. He says things that are so ridiculous. Like I never thought he was joking, but I was more like, come on, like, man, come on, man. like, come on, man. And just having a little bit of fun with it. But when he came out with 61,000 pay-per-views, I was like, okay, this is pathological at this point in time. Because you are literally trying to tell people, reasonably intelligent people, that Gervonta Davis earned more money from the gate than he did in pay-per-view. If you do the math on 61,000, not only are they trying to convince you, because there's a lot of people that quote him. Like, if nobody actually paid attention to it, I'll be like, well, I mean, I still would be like, what? Because people are going to quote it regardless. But really trying to hold this guy out as if he is like somebody that has any credibility. He may have had some credibility at a point in time. I can't tell you. I can't tell you whether or not he had credibility at a point in time. Milli Vanilli had credibility at a point in time until, it came out that they weren't singing. So this dude may have had some credibility at some point in time somewhere. Like, but when you try to sell a line that somebody's can be that only, and you only do it with certain people. So I've yet to hear any inside sources from him for Canelo Alvarez's numbers. None. Also, I've never heard him say, any of those guys say, that their inside sources say the PBC did well. Like, it's just continually how inside sources say that they're doing bad. Now they've literally have gotten the number down so low in the predictions that they're making that I think the guy is going senile. Who's going to believe 61,000 pay-per-views when literally, like they said, hold on. We're literally, you've got the governor of Maryland going to the fight, coming into the locker room and saying, man, you shut down all the crime in Baltimore. People, when I was on the Rise podcast, people came on there and were saying, look, man, that dude probably did 61,000 in Baltimore. He probably did 61,000 pay-per-views just in Maryland and DC. But somehow a guy can do a $5 million gate, have $2,000 to $6,000 tickets ringside. Every person in boxing that you know is either saw the fight, but yet he got outsold 2-1 by Terrence Crawford versus David Abination on BLK Prime. This is nothing but media manipulation, man. It's nothing but, that's all it is. And if it was actually 61,000, they probably say 20. So the question is what number are you going to go to next? How much lower are you willing to go in your storytelling? Is it going to get down to 0? Ellie said it was 400,000. Ellie who? Ellie Sethback? Who said it was 400,000? Ellie? Ellie Sethback? Hey, said, you have an awesome interview last night. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you. I don't want to kill your name. Musalaha. Thank you, brother. Hey, Shump, let me say what's up to everybody, though. Mr. Pragmatic in the building. Chris Brown. Ty Smith. Dewad in the building. Keith Perry. What's happening? Robin Soto. Will Wright. Paragon Immortal. What's going on, Tony T in the building. H-Town 713. What's happened? Rise Podcast. Thank you, brother. Yeah, thank you, man. He said, good morning, Chad. Thank you for going to the show. You and Coach Calvin probably would still be going great. Yeah, oh, yeah, man, that was a lot of fun, man. Let me slide down because somebody did a super chat. John Bowie in the building. Thank you, brother. He said, I'm trying to dodge Fanon today. I ran into him everywhere yesterday. I'm kidding. Good morning, all. Shout out to everybody. Yeah, man. I was trying to, I try to every once in a while, John Bowie, I try to support channels. I ain't got a lot of dough, but, I try to be like you, John Bowie, every once in a while and just go and make sure like the channels that, that are really, really about that, even if I don't always agree with everything they have to say. I lost my train of thought. Still want to support them because they really like that, man. They're really some cats are out there really doing that really good boxing talk in the evening, and they're being honest about it, man. They're being honest. They're being intelligent about. They're honest. They're intelligent, and it's really nice. It's really nice to hear, man. I needed it yesterday because blame it on the rain, man. Come on, man. Just how about this? How about you just don't believe it? Which idiot claims 61K? Please let me know. Oh, that's this guy named John Boy. Say you the man yesterday. Hey, thank you, John Boy. Thank you, brother. First, now if Ellie Sethback said 400,000, dude, 400,000, they tank these guys' numbers so bad. To hear 400,000 sounds like it's 1 million. That's how far they've driven down expectations for for the performance of only PBC pay-per-views. Only pay-per-views from PBC are the only pay-per-views that get this treatment. When Terrence Crawford did his pay-per-view, those guys and none of those guys came out with those numbers. None of them. That they believe 120 to 150,000. Now, anybody that really knows, like you guys actually watch boxing, is there anything that you really could believe that would tell you that Terrence Crawford, Terrence Crawford did twice as many pay-per-views as Gervonta Davis? I mean, that to me is like saying that Errol Spence Jr. did twice as many pay-per-views as Canelo Alvarez. If Canelo Alvarez did a pay-per-view against Jamal Charlo, and people are like, and Errol Spence Jr. did a pay-per-view against Keith Thurman, and somebody reported that Errol Spence and Keith Thurman did 120,000 pay-per-views, but Canelo Alvarez and Jamal Charlo did 100,000. Right? Fanon on Twitter, ESPN laughed and said that multiple times. Would any of you take that stuff seriously? So my advice to the people that have him on your channel is, while you actually think that you are doing something and you're doing something, brother, you're not. No, brother, you're not. You're hurting yourself. And I don't have any, I'm not saying I like or dislike any particular people. But look, man, I had 20,000 subscribers in 1.5 years. In 1.5 years. 20,000, I had 20,000 subscribers in about a little over 1.5 years from starting my channel. And it has grown consistently over time. I appreciate what y'all are doing by trying to be different and all of that, but eventually, this is my viewpoint. When you start talking about yourself in the third person, acting as if somehow you're doing something different than everybody else is doing, and you associate yourself with people that are blatant liars, that is going to come back to get you eventually. Just telling you. Just telling you. Real quick, though, let me get John Boy in these super chats, brother. Thank you for that support, John Boy. Did Cash App you yesterday. Oh, my bad. Hold on 1 second, man. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second. All right, my bad. I have to get, hold on 1 second, John Boy. Hold on, man. I got to pull it up in a second, man, because I don't know where my phone is. I'm having a problem finding my phone. Hold on 1 second, John. So, yeah, man, look, let me read these and I'm going to get to that super chat, John, to the Cash App, John Boy. Thank you, brother. Hey, and it's Super Chat Thursday, brother. So thank you for hooking me up on Junior Super Chat Thursday. John Boy said, I did Cash App yesterday. Thank you, brother. I will definitely check that out, brother. Thank you. Oh, no. You're talking about it to old boy. I saw that. Yes, sir. See you doing overtime. Yeah, man. Yeah, I was working last night. But it was all right, man, because it was fun, man. It was fun. Who you talking about? Oh, I'm talking about Rick Glazier, bro. I have no clue why. Any self-respecting person would have that dude on his channel. I have no idea. It's so ridiculous. Like I don't think there's anything more ridiculous than that. Jumbo, you sold the whip. What is that? Oh yeah, he did. But he said this is true life for them and what fuels their need to Salt Tank and the whole GTD team as well. Look, man, here's my thing, man. Can you bring it down for? I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm here for the boxing. What's going on, brother? No, I Cash App you $10 also because you working too much. You made me stay up after 10. That's what's up. I'm here for boxing. Said morning chat. Yes, sir, brother. Morning to you. I'm here for the boxing. Thank you for the support on the Super Chat Thursday. What's good, brother? And again, my man John Boy said, no, I Cash App you $10. Also, because you're working too much. You made me stay up after 10. Nah, bro, I needed it yesterday, man. I ain't gonna lie. I take this stuff a little bit personally, man. If you couldn't tell. Dude, I really do care about this stuff. Like, even though I probably shouldn't care about as much as I do, but I do. Like, why do you want to tear down? Why do you like Tim Bradley? Dog, if Tim Bradley would listening to me, man, why you want to do that to some young dude, man? Like, why do you want to do that to that kid? Like, why would you call this man? You had nothing to do. You do not know what happened between him and his girlfriend. You literally call this man a piece of shit and prey on the man's downfall. Man, what is wrong with you, man? You don't know what happened. You were not there. If something happened to you, you would want some consideration. Then you got people talking about Gervonta Davis at 61,000 pay-per-views, and you actually take that seriously? You actually take that serious? Actually take that seriously? Man, one of the most consistent supporters that there is on YouTube for YouTube boxing, my man Stone Alone. Shout out to my brother Stone Alone. Thank you, brother, for that support, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, brother, for that. Said he's pray for my downfall. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, give the man his credit. Just, this kid is a star. He is. He is. Everybody knows he is. It is that obvious. But yet you will go out of your way to spread absolute ridiculousness about the guy. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. Do you know if you did 61,000 pay-per-views, your gate at $80, at $80 a pop or $75 a pop is about $4.5 million in pay-per-view. That's about $4.5 million in pay-per-view. He did a $5.1 million gate. When have you ever heard of a pay-per-view pulling in less revenue than the gate for the fight? Fewer pay-per-views than the gate for the fight. Even with Deontay Wilder, when they said that 77,000 pay-per-view number, because that's when the dude started going under least, when he started dipping way underneath 100,000. Dog, you're not believable. Once you dip below 100,000 and you start dipping down, ES says 400,000. He's seen the numbers. 400,000. 400,000. I had heard 350. 400,000. 400,000 pay-per-views. Saw the numbers, 400,000 pay-per-views. And he said it did 61. Because and watch this. This is how bad a liar these guys are. He says, they say, no, this is for every platform. This is for digital. This is online. This is every platform. Why did he say that? Because the last time, why did these people say that? Because the last time that somebody put out, oh, it only did 100,000 pay-per-views. Steven Espinoza said it did more than 100,000 on digital alone. It did more than 100,000 on digital alone. So then people were prepared to ask these guys. So, it was really above 500K. Dude, I don't know. I'm going to tell you, I don't know what it is. And I hear what people say. People tell me what they heard the numbers are. But like I tell people all the time, bro, I try not to do all of that secret squirrel stuff, bro. Oh, my man, but let me get these super chats. T. Orlando said, a super chat Thursday. Thank you, brother. Thank you for that support, bro. Thank you for keeping the channel going, brother. Thank you, man. And my man my man John Boy back in there says Stone Alone, Mike Kirkland, Chillville, Creo, Harvey, Johnson, C. Dewberry, here for the boxing big key. Oh, here for the boxing big keys, Travis, Brock, and all the Jeffs, Mark, Phil Sloan. Let me throw in there Deborah Booker. And also my man, Steph, who I ain't seen in a minute. You need to come on back before I bust you out. Mr. Tiggs in the building said, for the hard work day in and day out. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you, brother, because I was a little beside myself yesterday, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was a little bit beside myself yesterday. John Bowie said, Asante, Jay Pearson, Jay Miller, Mr. Pearson, The Rise, Dark Truth, David Williams, Alexis, Terry, Smooth, Lone Star Steph. That's the dude. Zenith, Cal, Cool It. If I left anybody out, my bad. Thank you, John Boy. Much love in that super chat, bro. Thank y'all for supporting on Super Chat Thursday. And my man, Cal Cool It said, great conversation on the rise. Shout out to Senior. Hold on, man. Stop. Hold on, man. Stop that move. You know what I'm saying? And again, man, I'm here for the boxing. Says salute, John Bowie. Much love, brother. Thank you for the support. And thank y'all for the support on Super Chat Thursdays, brother. It means a lot, man. Thank you, bro. We missing 300 likes. I'm not even on that thing right now. Let me see, man. We got 439 in the building. Yeah, we got about 159 likes, bro. Oh, and for the Super Chat Thursday. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you y'all for the support on Super Chat Thursday. Critical day for the channel. You better believe it. Devin Sonier said people are willing to travel from across the country to pay $6K for a seat, but not willing to pay $80 for a pay-per-view. Make it make sense. They're racists. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. It's just like I said on Twitter yesterday. Back in the day, much love on that Super Chat Thursday, brother. Thank you. Jay Miller said, John Boy, man, I ain't typing all y'all names. Much love in that Super Chat, bro. Thank you for the support on Super Chat Thursday, man. And my man, Trash Talk Gaming said, ESPN trying hard to discredit Tank. They're desperate because their cards suck. Hey, dude, their cards are not great. Their cards are definitely not great. Definitely not great. No, let me tell you, man. This is my thought on it. They placate to racists. They do. That's what it sounds like to me. Because they just didn't go anywhere. Did any of you guys remember? And again, Trash Talk Gaming, bro, it's Thank you for supporting Super Chat Thursdays, brother. Look, man, those guys haven't gone anywhere. If you guys were ever on like Eastside Boxing and Max Boxing before there was YouTube, and you were on those in those comment sections, the ones that are not moderated by YouTube, the ones where you don't have a block button, right? Anytime that you would talk positively about Floyd Mayweather Jr. or fighters like that, hey, much love in that super chat. My man, I'm sorry, I don't want to miss this one first. Hey, good morning, Mr. Extrapolate. No, that was wild. Like, y'all, dude, that's funny, man. That's I'll tell you, that tells you something. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much, man, for that support. And don't forget Cash App Thursday. Oh, look, bro, my problem is this. Hold on. But I'll fix it because they'll come through. Hold on one second. I just got to do this. I think I got to do this. Yes, sir. Yesterday, John Bowie in that Cash App said, I just got a received. I don't know what it said. Much love in that super chat, brother. And Marlon Clemens with that $5 holler today in the Cash App. Thank you very much. I just don't have my thing on. I just, man, much love in that. Hey, Marlon Clemens, much love in that Cash App, brother. Thank you so much for your support with the big $5 in the Cash App. And my man, John Bowie, much love for that $5 in the Cash App. Thank you for that support, bro. Means a lot, dude. Thank you. And Kamal Oz, hey, man, I'm insulted, Kamal. Before I read this, I have to say I'm insulted, Kamal. I'm insulted. Because you showed your face on BFTB's channel. And I'm like, you never show your face on mine. Probably you may be at work or something during this time or something and don't want to get in trouble. Corporate media has a vendetta against the PBC. Remember the daily hit pieces on Heyman losing money and Waddell and Reed, perpetual low estimates for pay-per-views on PBC events, quiet on Canelo's low pay-per-view numbers, and DAZN losing billions. You can't say it any better than that. I'm going to tell you, though, the thing that like really discredits them, this is going too far. This is just going too far. When you start trying to tell lies that are so big that it baffles logic. I laughed at what Rick Glazier had to say about it, right? And his response to me was, I've said it in the past. Tank is an anomaly. He has great gates, but he's not a pay-per-view star. Let's analyze that for a second. First of all, just because you said it before doesn't make it true. You were lying. You were lying in the past. You're lying now. Only thing you lying now so blatantly makes me really believe you were lying before. Because when you were saying 177 and 170 and 150, at least it wasn't so ridiculous. But when you go and literally try to convince people that more people you earn more money on the gate than you did on the pay-per-view, and that people are willing to buy, $6,000 tickets, $6,000 tickets, go fly cross country, get a hotel room, you bring millions and millions and millions of dollars to the economy of Washington, D.C. off the hotels. You know how much those hotels cost in D.C.? How much food costs in D.C.? All of that money they brought in. And he sold out in all over the country. But the same people that would pay to see him in L.A., right, when he was there, Now listen to this carefully. There were people who are willing to pay top dollar to see Tank in Texas. They were paying $1,000. They literally were paying $1,000 a seat to see him in Dallas, Texas. So you're telling me of all the people that paid in Dallas, Texas, that were from Texas, all of a sudden ain't willing to pay $80 to $75 to watch it on TV, even though they were willing to pay $1,000 to watch him fight in person? What sense does that make? What sense does that make? You're telling me that Gervonta Davis can sell out in Atlanta, cost $2,000 to get a seat in Atlanta, to watch him ringside in Atlanta. And there's a bunch of people from Atlanta, from Georgia, from Florida that were at that fight. But when he fights in DC, which is way away from there, they're not willing to pay $80 to watch him on TV. They will pay $2,000. They'll pay $1,000 to watch him in person, or $2,000 to watch him in person, or $350 to watch him in nosebleeds. But they will not pay $80 to watch him on TV. It literally defies logic. But yet the same people will tell you, that Terrence Crawford sold 150,000 pay-per-views on BLK Prime against David Avanesyan in a fight nobody was talking about, that didn't have any promotion for it, had no undercard, but they were willing to buy, more people were willing to buy that than his fight versus Sean Porter, and his fight versus Amir Khan, and his fight versus Victor Postol. And twice as many people were willing to buy that as were willing to buy Gervonta Davis's pay-per-view. Rick Glazier, your lie went too far. You are the boy that cried flop. No, man. The first time, okay. Oh, wow, really? The second time, oh, man, really? This one is, man, are you serious? You might as well be telling me Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Manny Pacquiao did 200,000 pay-per-views. Oh, my sources say Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao flopped. It only did 200,000 pay-per-views because you know pirates. Dude, let me tell you something. When Floyd Mayweather Jr. sold 4 million pay-per-views against Manny Pacquiao and 3 or whatever it was versus Conor McGregor, there were just as many free streams. It was just as easy to steal fights then as it was now. But miraculously, it all lands on the PBC. Great job on the rise. Hey, Aisha, thank you, sister. Great job on the rise. Salute to the chat. Espinoza dispelled the rumor and said the pay-per-view did multiple times of 61K. Much love in that super chat, brother. Oh, man, that's what's up. My man, I'm here for boxing. Shot the man with the big 40 bones in the Cash App. Said, for cracking their heads for 9. Salute, sir. Brother, salute to you. Much love to you, brother. Thank you. Multiple times means at least 3. Multiple times is 3 or more. Oh, actually, multiple times is 4 or more. I think multiple is just more than 1 technically. But for the sake of it, I'll say 4 times that. Man, you guys are so bad, bro. Now, let me ask you a question. To the people out here talking that, are you now going to come out and apologize, or is it Stephen Espinoza that is lying? Stephen Espinoza, you should have listened to what they said about Stephen Espinoza. Oh, I really like Stephen Espinoza, but Stephen Espinoza is just a scumbag. He's just a scumbag, liar, toxic, and all the fans hate the PBC. Yeah, and y'all are, you're unbiased. Yeah. Oh, that sounds real unbiased. Hey, John Boy said, Didi, man, I left my man Kamal out. Patrick Bell, also Herbert Johnson. Thank you, brother. Hey, man, thank y'all for the support on Super Chat Thursdays. For real. Let me slide down one more, man. Let me slide down. Flatline Promotions in the building. What's going on? These cats hating on Gervonta because he's making more money than every fighter, every other fighter who's not black. No. One person. He's not making what Canelo's making. He's not making what Canelo's making. And he's probably making somewhere near around what I believe somewhere around what Tyson Fury's making now. But no, the number one moneymaker is definitely Canelo Alvarez, which is why, you got to keep it. That's why I say that's being unbiased, in my opinion. When you're willing to just tell the truth and say what it is, man, just say what it is. Canelo Alvarez is the dude that is really making the most money. His pay-per-views, I think he said his pay-per-view, I don't remember what Leonard Ellerby said his pay-per-view did. Somebody can give me the numbers, but he might have said 300,000 or something like that. And his gate was like 10 million. It was like his gate, what's going on to my man? To my man right there, so deep in the building. And make sure y'all go subscribe to the best house channel in the world. For real, on YouTube, no doubt. And some really, really good DJs y'all will love. And I do this every time. Shameless plug for my favorite music channel. Will happen every time I see So Deep, because that is my brother from another mother. Make sure y'all click and hit that subscribe on that mug right yonder. What's going on with you, sir? John Boy said, oddly gifted Kennel and Slick Skip, my bad, Ox Steel. Oh, what's going on, Ox Steel? I didn't see Ox Steel in the building. Trash Talk Gaming in the building. Hey, what's going on, Pac-Man Tay in the building? What's up? He said he did 400K. Now that sounds now, Pac-Man. Let me do the math here. Let me see if this works. I'm gonna do a multiplier for you. Because somebody told me that the pay-per-views usually. Oh, Trash Talk Game said, Arise, got a lot of love for you for 9. Good atmosphere when y'all link up. Yes, sir. But here's my thing, man. Let me tell you why I don't go on the Rise all the time. Because I have certain troll out there who misquotes blood boxing. Let me tell you, man. First of all, I could get these guys on my channel. I've already had Aerosmiths on my channel. Just so you know. I've had almost everybody on Aerosmith Jr.'s team on my channel. I can have Gervonta Tank Davis's camp at the least on my channel. If I begged and pleaded and was like, man, come on, can I? And all of that, I have maybe like a 30% chance. Maybe a 30% chance that I could get Gervonta on it. I would say 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 chance that I could get him on the channel. I could get Deontay Wilder on my channel. I'm thoroughly unknown that I could believe that. I believe it, right? I don't do interviews. And I do not anymore tell people really what my sources tell me. Because I found something real interesting. Every source that I have that I really does not want me to say anything to anybody about what they tell me. They really don't want me to. They'll say, hey, man, this is what I think. And I'll be like, okay. And like, hey, but just don't tell anybody. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. But look, watch this. This is the mathematics on this, because they said it's 2.5 to 3 times The pay-per-view tends to be 2.5 to 3 times more than the gate. So let's see what Tank did. Hold on one second. So if he did 400,000 pay-per-views, that's times $75. That's 30 million. That is almost 5 times the gate. So that's $30 million at 400,000 pay-per-views. Times 0.9 times 0.7. That means Gervonta walked away somewhere around $20 million. That means Gervonta Davis walked away out of the pay-per-view with somewhere around $20 million. Can we stop acting like that dude ain't the man? What's 32 million? It's 6 times. Thank you, brother. That's 6 times the pay-per-view. 6 times the gate. 6 times the gate. I don't know if I can. Probably not. It'll be very difficult. So I don't know. I'm not even going to try, Musa Muhammad. I'm not even going to try. I would say a 10 to 20% chance I could do it. 10 to 20%. 10 to 20%. I suspect, though, that the only way that I'd actually be able to do that is if he's on the Rise podcast and I go to the Rise podcast. That's it. I believe I can make the panel I might be able to get on the panel if he's on the Rise podcast. Maybe. I don't know. A 20% chance. So most likely not, I would suspect. Most likely not. However, they timed me out yesterday. Did they? Hey, that's messed. Hey, who timed you out? What'd you say to him? Got you timed out. What'd you do? Hey, my man, much love. Hey, be easy in the Cash App said for dropping a little support for my friends. Blessings. Hey, thank you, Be Easy. Much love in that super chat, Be Easy. In that Cash App, Be Easy. Fahim Sator said, Fanon, what are the odds of Buds coming on your channel? 0. Because I don't want them on. 0, because I don't want them. 0. And the 0 comes from me. The 0 ain't to him. The 0 is from me. Like, what would I want to do that for? The 0 is from me. I don't want, dude, no. I don't want to interview him. I'll let you interview him. And I'll listen to what he has to say. Nah, bro, I didn't appreciate that. Can't talk too crazy about me. So, nah, I don't want to talk to him. For what? Good morning, Fanon in the chat. Yes, sir. The anti-duck. No, I'm just telling you. I'm telling you, man. First of all, that's a lot of propping, bro. I would honestly love to see Bud on here, Fanon. That would be crazy. Dude, that is not going to go well. That is not going to go well, bro. It's just not going to go well. I'm not big on that, bro. Trust, on top of it, so many people stick cameras in their faces that you're really going to get good answers from people that know them. That's just not going to go well. But anyway, like I said, he ain't going to, if I asked, they would say no. I couldn't get Bernie the Boxer on my channel. He said that's an unnecessary headache. Exactly. Now, hey, and on top of that, dude, I tried to get Bernie the Boxer on my channel. For all the garbage he talked about me, he would not come he would not come to the show. I would email and be like, hey, man, if you got an issue, why don't you come to the channel? I'll talk to you on the channel and we can, right? Dude would go on anybody's channel but mine. And probably BFTB's. Go on anybody's channel except for mine and maybe BFTB's because they hate me. I've been told that they absolutely hate me. Hate me. Like, man, look, man, what you hate me for? It's, Bernie being a lot of chats. I'm surprised you can't get him on because he don't do it. I'm telling you, they do not like me. They don't like me. So, okay, whatever. I'm not looking for interviews anyway, man. Trust me. Dude, I'm not looking for. But you do love a good argument. Hey, that's been my whole life, though. Hey, so deep. Will you tell them I was like that my entire life? I have never, ever not liked a good argument, man. But I got better at arguing over time. I got better. John Booley in the building said, plus Fanon couldn't control my ass. I'll be calling him all kind of names. Fanon have to ban me. Nah, bro, ain't it happening. Hey, and John Boy said, Bud, and I told you, look, he said, oh, indeed. I've always liked to argue. You kidding me? I had to tone it down, man. Much love in that super chat, bro. I had to tone it down. That's a family thing, man. That's a family thing. That's my dad. Everybody in my family likes to argue. They all like to argue. So deep ain't that he's not that really into arguing like that. Now his brothers will punch you in the mouth though. His brothers, on the other hand, they ain't gonna argue a lot, but they would dang sure punch you in the mouth. John Boy said, "Hey, hold on, what is it? Bud, a coward." Much love in that super chat, bro. He said, because you exposed Bud's fake ass. Coward ASS. Much love in that super chat. And then he comes with the itch. Itch. Much love. He said, oh, so deep said, on both sides. Hey, man, no joke, bro. Exactly. Both of them will. Well, Trey, man, I'm from little kids they throw. Little kids. Arguing and debating are different. Oh, yeah, they are. Absolutely, they are, man. No doubt about it. They're different. But anyway, man, I'm glad. They say, Fanon, did you go on BFTV? No, I don't go on BFTV's channel, Musa. I'm persona non grata with the LDBC. So I try to stay out of all of there. A lot of those dudes, not everybody. I got a lot of good friends. A lot of people really, really cool. I like the organization. But dog, since I stopped really affiliating myself, I don't try to go on this channel, brother. I try to let those guys have a really good time and talk boxing and all that. I'll listen to BFTB, but man, I don't want to, I don't want to cause any type of stir in his life. You know what I mean? Much love in that super chat, John Boy. I'll say something every once in a while, though. I'll do something every once in a while. He said, oh, man, I feel you. Yeah. Bowie ain't, Bad News 002 said, Bowie ain't lying. You ever talk to the body? Nah. I mean, I could have went on I've talked to him in emails, but somebody wanted me to go on the show, but I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't do other people's shows, man. I'm not, dude, there's a lot. All right, to say this and not sound like I'm being arrogant, I'm asked all the time to go on channels and to give and do interviews on channels, do discussions and all that stuff on other channels, and I don't want to do it because, dude, I'd rather talk to you. I'm just talking to y'all. I'm not trying to I'm not like when I grow up. When I grow up, I want to be a boxing journalist. I want to be, that's not, no, that's not me. What I want to do is I want to talk to y'all about boxing. That's it. That's all I want to do. I'm real simple with it. I don't think I'm the best. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to hear me sitting there tooting my own horn. I'm the best. And man, I've got 100,000 subscribers and I got 100,000 subscribers in 5 years. And I do 3 million views a day, and I'm so much more charismatic than you are, and I talk the truth, and all these dudes is haters. Man, I don't want to do that bunk. You know what I'm saying? Just dude, you like me, you like me. You don't like me, you don't like me. I'm not trying to follow no fighters around with no cameras. I'm not really trying to ask him any questions because they already have everybody. They've literally been asked every single solitary question that I could think about asking them. What am I going to ask Bud Crawford that Bud has not already been asked? That is my business. You know what I mean? Nothing. So I don't see how I can add to any of that. The only thing that I can add really and truly to boxing is what I think. That's it. And some of y'all, some idiots that do not understand basic business principles. So since you clowns don't understand them, not the clowns, I'm talking about you specifically, you clowns though, running off at the lips, talking yap, believe in something like 61,000 pay-per-views. That doesn't make any sense. That does not make any sense. It's stupid on its face. Like, you should be able to know. God gave us logic, man. Okay? That's what we're good at. Human beings are not super fast, super strong. We don't swim real well. The only thing that we have that we do better than everybody else, all the other animals in the kingdom, is that we can use logic. That's the separating. That's what separates us. Use it, you clown. Use it. Do not tell me that they are going to go and do a $5 million gate in DC and I can't buy a ticket for less than $2,000 and I got a hookup. I got a hookup on tickets and the cheapest ticket I could get was $2,000. So I say, nah, how much is this trip going to cost me? $2,000 for my ticket, $2,000 for my boy's ticket. My wife got something going on personally, so, I got to call my boy and be like, look, I got something. I really got to do something with my wife. And also in the back of my mind, I'm like, that's going to cost me about $6,000. So is it worth me paying $6,000 considering how much money I have? Hell no. It's no. No. It's not worth that. I literally cannot afford to go. As much as I would have loved to watch Speedy Rashidi Ellis, Lamont Peterson, Brandon Lee, Gervonta Davis, Jaron Ennis, Demetrius Andrade. As much as I would have loved to sit there all day with a flask and some popcorn and enjoyed it, I had to tell I can't afford it. So what do? I do what I can afford, and I pay $75 for the pay-per-view. You're trying to tell me that people are either going to go there or bust? For all of those fighters, not just Gervonta, but all of those fighters, all of those guys, you're trying to tell me Demetrius Andrade is in pay-per-view, but nobody in Connecticut wants to see Demetrius Andrade on that card? You telling me Jaron Ennis is in from Philadelphia and nobody in Philadelphia wants to see that card? And Gervonta Davis is from Baltimore, and you're trying to tell me there ain't nobody, these guys cannot afford to get in there, aren't going to get a house party together and watch it on pay-per-view? And you're literally going to create more revenue in the fight than you do on pay-per-view? That's like saying the Super Bowl, that they're making more money on the tickets sold on the pay-per-view, that more people watched the Super Bowl live than watched it on television. Get out of here. Or that they made more money on the ticket sales. Let me be more specific. You're trying to convince anybody trying to tell you that they make more money selling tickets to the pay-per-view, to the Super Bowl than they make on televising it? I think something's wrong with you if you believe it. And the one thing that I really hope is from this guy, Rick Glazier, and the clown that actually gave him, dude, you're dumb. I don't care I ain't gonna call nobody no names, but if y'all believe that, you're dumb. You're flat out dumb. What other explanation is there? Hey, do you believe that Gervonta Davis would do a $5 million gate, but only sold 61,000 pay-per-views? That his gate is bigger than his pay-per-view revenue? Oh, yeah. Why? Oh, because you know there's a lot of pirates out there that stole it. A lot of people watched it, but nobody bought it. Really? Then why did they buy Terrence Crawford's? Didn't you just say there was 120,000 people that bought his? Why didn't pirates steal his? Well, you know, that's different. It's an anomaly. It's just something special about Tank that said where people just hate watching him on pay-per-view. That's literally what this dude said. There's just something about Tank and Errol that just makes people not want to watch him on pay-per-view. They don't like how he looks on TV. They literally said this. Gervonta Davis, who knocks people out cold. People do not like to watch him on pay-per-view. They don't find him interesting. First of all, you liar, how are you getting into the heads of all these people? Not only do you have an inside source with people that don't like you, now you can mind read for 500,000-600,000 people. But him lying doesn't make him stupid. It actually makes him kind of smart. The only people stupid are the people that believe it, that truly believe it. The people that want to believe it, that's called confirmation bias. Hey, man, Bad News said Bud ain't lying. Nah, bro, Bowie ain't lying. Look, no, Bowie be snapping on him. Brock said, man, these people actually make me want to do some work. Like I come to work to my job. What is this, man? These people actually make me to do some, they actually want me to do some work. Like I come to work to do my job. Hey, man, you got to get that work, man. Mr. Pragmatic, brother, thank you so much, bro. He said, hey, it's not surprised that Rick Glazier would lie about pay-per-view, PBC's pay-per-view numbers. He stated that on multiple occasions that he hates Al Heyman and Steven Espinoza, and I do suspect a whole lot of other people. But, you know, cognitive dissonance is a mug. Cognitive dissonance and the exception to the rule. You know what I'm saying? The exception to the rule. I've got a black wife. I must like black people. No. Don't, absolutely positively not. I know a whole lot of black dudes that got white wives that can't stand white people. Believe it. He likes her. He don't like the rest of them. Just because you like him don't mean, just like her, don't mean you like everybody else. It's amazing what the exception to the rule, how many times people point to the exception to the rule and think that that means that the rule is not legitimate. Please, people have never had a problem sleeping with black women. And the same people ain't got no problem sticking your ass in jail for the rest of your life for something you didn't do. Okay? Get out of my face with all of that. And Bad News said, so is that Tank Ryan official? I won't believe it until the day to weigh in. Bad News. Whoa. Hey, man. Look at this. Bad News. People caught on. People caught on. I thought that I was going to be able to do the video. Because I was sitting there thinking, okay, here these guys are talking about Tank signed the contract. Tank didn't sign a contract, didn't say anything in there about them signing a contract. It said that he had the contract. That's all he said. But I was sure that the usual suspects were all going to say it was signed. Amazing how they pick up that nuance after Terrence Crawford signed the contract, got blown up. All of a sudden, you the most insightful person in the world. All of a sudden, oh man, all of a sudden y'all caught on, huh? Thank you. All of a sudden, all these cats, they could not figure out that Terrence Crawford didn't sign a contract. All of a sudden, hey. It's not signed, it's delivered. First of all, it wasn't even delivered. Okay? He already had it. He took a picture. Surefire way to be the best liar. Point to the example. We've got it. The details. Yeah, bro. You printed that up because you already had it. He didn't. Oh, I've got it. He didn't even say they just sent it. He literally, an hour before he had that meeting, said, hey, I haven't, time's still up. I haven't heard from him. Literally said that an hour before he had his meeting with Ryan Garcia, but he walks into the meeting with Ryan Garcia and then shows a picture of the contract. Let me tell you what was going on with Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya was more than likely zooted when he sent that note out. Because you know dang well, Oscar De La Hoya loves to party. So anytime you see a strange message coming from him on his Twitter on Sunday in the evening, you may think to yourself, what is he and his girlfriend doing? What are he and his girlfriend doing? They got this dude tweeting out this craziness. Oh, okay. I bet this goes away in the next couple of days. Because he had already said that he had all of that. Steven Espinosa's like, what is he talking about? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? We've already covered all of this. Maybe he's getting cold feet. I don't know what's going on. He did not say, oh, I'm going to hurry up and send him the contract. Or the documented agreement. I'm not going to hurry up and send it. We're going to hurry up and write this up in an evening. Like, what is the likelihood? Use your brain that something that they literally drafted the entire thing after he said it and on a holiday. No, man. They had all that stuff agreed to when they originally announced it. He didn't get squat delivered. He didn't sign squat and he didn't get squat delivered. Okay? And he met with Ryan because you got to do some hey, we got to do. Ryan was like, man, what do you mean? We already got this. Man, whatever, bro. Y'all wild. Hey, I don't know, Fanon. I saw a hen beat humans at tic-tac-toe. That's just a silly human. Or a lucky hen. Because how's the hen going to understand the rules? You know what I'm saying? Like, who sat there and told him how to win? Broderick Howard said, that's what's up, John Boy and Terry Schmook. Yes, sir. Hey, man, thank y'all for that support on the Super Chat Thursday, man, for real. And my man, I'm here for the boxing. Dr. Charles Xavier said, hit that like button. Yes, sir, man. Hit that like button. Much love in that Super Chat, man. I have no idea why I'm still on LinkedIn. But when I just saw a bunch of LinkedIn messages. Edwards, hey, much love in that Cash App. Because Edwards says, since you $5 for this Lewis 4500 for the GOAT. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, brother. Hey, Jay Miller said, if you believe that, hold on, man. Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Stop. Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Stop. Nah, man. I'm not stopping. John Boy said, Oscar needs to stay as A in the West Coast. Ain't enough drinks in the Midwest for us. Yeah, y'all need to stay out there in Cali, bro. Where they got that, he gets busy though. Oscar De La Hoya gets busy. He lives his best life, bro. Fanon, why don't Showtime do a press release and expose? Because they're not going to give him the press, bro. He's a clown, man. They're not going to give him the press. Okay? They're not going to give him the press. Let me tell you how that works, bro. Sent me LinkedIn today, also trying to get me to join. No, I'm on LinkedIn. I got thousands of followers on Instagram. I mean, I've got that. What up, Chicken Talk? I got thousands of followers on. I used to have thousands. I don't know if I still got thousands. Anyway, I've got a lot of connections on LinkedIn. I got like all of Chicago on LinkedIn. like for real, it's crazy. I got like all of Chicago on LinkedIn. Chicken Talk, what up, though? Chilling, brother. Loving your content on Twitter, bro. I know you're a big fan. Oh, I added you on LinkedIn. Yes, sir. I got to change my profile picture over there. But I ain't looking for no job, so I won't be over there like that. What's good for nine? St. Louis in the building. What's going on, ISO, bro? How you feeling, brother? Hey, come on, son. I added you to LinkedIn, bro. Okay, that's what's up. I'll go over there and we can link up. Yeah, man. I'll link up. We can do that. We can link up. That's what's up. Yeah, LinkedIn, man. I don't really do a lot on LinkedIn, man. I'm doing more on Twitter now. But Twitter is agitating. Twitter is agitating. Really, really agitating. Because it's like more one-on-one. And you can't just literally you can block them. But then every once in a while, they'll come across your feed and it'll be like, you can't view this. And then you go like, why can't I view this? And it'll be like, somebody you blocked. You're like, man, god dog, man. If I blocked them, don't let nothing show up at all. So anyway, man, Twitter is an interesting space, man. Very interesting space. But it was fun yesterday. Because, Fanon, do you know how many pay-per-view tanks sold? The word is 400,000. The word is 400,000. P. Johnson said, enjoyed listening to y'all on the Rise last night. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I'll probably go on. I'll go on the Rise more often. I just don't want people like, seriously, man. I'll be listening to some cats sometimes, and I just feel sorry for you, brother. Because you clueless, homie. Twitter is a musty armpit. Twitter is the musty armpit of social media. Nah, because they got Chicken Talk, man. They got real dudes over there. I like that. I like Chicken Talk. Chicken Talk is what's got me on. Chicken Talk and Lefty and those guys are what got me over there on Twitter. Like, got me paying attention to stuff on Twitter. Roberto Lopez, who is reported 400K. I don't like to give sources. I like for you want to do your work, bro. He said, where's this 61K coming from? Some YouTubers are going hard on that number. Dude, first of all, P. Johnson, this is a good litmus test. It's a great litmus test. Anybody that believes that number, you can immediately discount them as somebody to take seriously. Anybody that believes that number, you can immediately no longer take them seriously. Immediately. This is a great situation. Anybody that believes that, immediately say to yourself, I can't take this guy seriously. It's that simple. It's that simple. No, P. Johnson. I feel you. I felt it's premature if you're not hearing from Showtime. First of all, you're never going to hear that. Let me explain to this. I am telling you that anybody that takes that number seriously, you can tell yourself right away, I am not going to take this guy seriously. Because it is silly. You would literally have to, in order to believe that, you would have to believe that the internet shut down in 3/4 of the country. It is silly on its face. Now, much love to everybody in the super chat, brother. Thank y'all for supporting. Thank y'all so much for supporting on Super Chat Thursday. And since you asked again, I will tell you exactly why you can discount what they think. Because 61,000 pay-per-views is a $4 million gate. Gervonta Tank Davis did a $4 million, it's $4.5 million in pay-per-view sales. It is literally less than the revenue that was generated in the fight for the gate. I know, and that's why I'm saying you can't take them seriously. Because if they don't understand that is next to impossible, that is not how buying patterns work, that is not how money operates. You have tickets that are in high demand at high prices. For every one person that is going to be willing to buy $350 tickets for nosebleeds, how many people do you think can't get in and are going to watch it at home? It's just silly. It's just silly. It is not probable at all. And the only way that you can realistically be able to justify it is if the internet shuts down and the fight is not available for sale. That's it. That's it. Never mind the fact that we all know that everybody watched it. You don't know many boxing fans that did not watch that fight. Not everybody is going to steal it. And they're not just going to steal Tanks and not steal Canelos. They're not going to just steal Errol's and not steal Tyson Fury's. They're not going to just steal Deontay's and not steal Anthony Joshua's. That's what they're trying to convince you of. They are literally trying to tell you that there is something about Tank that when people see it on pay-per-view, they don't want to watch it. They refuse to pay for it. They'll watch it, but they will not give Tank his money. But they'll give the money to Terrence. But they won't give it to Tank. Now, that's why I'm saying you can't take these people seriously. Because even if for some reason it was true, it still doesn't make sense. It still doesn't make sense. Yeah, I guess it could happen if the guy was a vampire. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, I'm literally have all my doors locked. I've got my security cameras on, and somehow my door somebody just comes in the house and they take my TV and they get out without the TV. I mean, but literally How did that happen? How did it happen? Well, either it's a ghost or somebody turn your security cameras off. Or maybe they're just a ghost. No, what is the explanation for it? That is logical and believable. The argument that they're giving is that people just don't like Tank. People just don't like Al Heyman. They just don't like Steven Espinoza. Well, they liked Al Heyman when Canelo was fighting. And plus, what does Al Heyman have to do? A guy that nobody sees, nobody ever hears from. What does he have to do with whether or not somebody wants to watch Tank fight or not? This is the same people that will use the logic that Terrence Crawford can turn down a fight, but he didn't turn it down. It was really Errol's manager that didn't want it. Hold on. But Errol didn't say no to the fight. Al Heyman didn't say no to the fight. Terrence said no to the fight. Well, you got to understand, I got inside sources that, that tell me that it's really Al Heyman. And Al Heyman doesn't like to make big fights. Isn't Al Heyman making the Steve Fulton Jr. versus Nonito Donaire? And what did you see on Twitter? What did you see on Twitter about that? Literally, a lady who I'm not going to name says, hey, is Nonito Donaire, is Stevie Fulton Jr. still with Al Heyman? Hey, man, I need to know. Jake, you got to tell me, is he still with Al Heyman? Because how is this fight getting made? We all know Al Heyman won't make that type of fight. And then Steve Kim jumps in and says, well, my understanding is that Steve Fulton said, if you don't make it, I got an ultimatum for you. And that's why he's doing it. I want y'all to think about that for a second. I want you to think about that for a second. Hey, my man, OG Fresh, much love. He says Xander Zayas versus Tony Harrison will be a great test. Xander Zayas will get whooped. Xander Zayas is not going to beat. It's not about, it'll be a test. It's a bad test. Xander Zayas versus Tony Harrison would be like a second grader taking a calculus test. Xander Zayas need to go fight somebody other than Tony Harrison. That is not going to go. Xander Zayas is not going to win that fight. He is nowhere ready for that. Let me get these Super Chat Thursdays. Thank you. One body in Yahweh, Los Angeles said, I fear that he is uncontrollable. And they fear that he is uncontrollable, and they fear, man, they don't like, I'm telling you, man, they don't like black fighters. Some of them just don't like black fighters and don't like black people to be overly happy. I'm telling you, there's something deep down in some people. And I'm not going to say it's any individual person, but it's like, it really is like, have you ever been to somewhere where there's like a bunch of black people having a good time in a park, bugging nobody, no arguments, no nothing, just sitting around having a good time, and somebody calls the police on them? Somebody that lives in the neighborhood just looks down and calls the police because they start getting nervous and they want to break it up. Like, but where if you have the same thing going on with a bunch of teenage people that are not black, you won't get any call. They can go all day and night. But if you let it be too, you got to call the cops on them. That's what happened in Virginia Beach. People are not bothering anybody, but somebody walks around, is like, man, what are all these black people doing around? And then they bump into you or something, they call the cops. That's what I think these people do. You just see people being successful, and you got to find some type of way to convince yourself that they're not being successful. You don't like Al Heyman, so you got to get in your head somehow that he really is not killing the game. Because, dude, Al Heyman is killing the game. You guys want to talk about, oh, I'm a Hall of Famer. Clown, if you're a Hall of Famer, what is Al Heyman? Let me repeat. If you are a Hall of Famer, Mr. Glazier, What is Al Heyman then? Jeez, they're going to have to put a whole new building up for him. Bob Arum is the most successful promoter of all time. Well, let me tell you who the most successful manager and advisor of all time is. Let me tell you who that guy is. It's Al Heyman. Who's the most successful boxing figure of this century? Who's the most successful boxing executive of this century? It's Al Heyman. Easy, by a grip. Nobody's close to him. And tell me I'm lying. Al Heyman is the most successful boxing executive of this century easily. You cannot name big fights that do not include him. None. With the only exception maybe being Canelo and Gennady Golovkin. And that is it. Everybody else, all of the big revenue fights have been involved Al Heyman. And Al Heyman has literally worked with everybody that's had a big fight. Whether it is Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Canelo Alvarez, he literally is the most successful boxing executive that there is in boxing, period. And you hate it. Because he doesn't need to pay you squat. Does he? He ain't got to talk to you. He ain't got to pay you. He don't have to care what you think. All he's got to do is be much smarter than you. And I guarantee you this, much smarter than y'all. Because for some reason, despite going out of business every day for the last 20 years, he just continues to do it. How does that happen? But everything he does at the same time fails. Everything he does fails. But for some reason, he's still in business. It's amazing. It's unbelievable. How does this happen? If that dude would pay y'all some money, y'all even tried to sue the man and failed miserably. Watch this. This guy went from, this is how successful he is. They sued this man for a violation of the Sherman Act. They didn't just sue him for violations of the Ali Act. No, they sued him for violations of the Sherman Act. Now, do you dummies know what the Sherman Act is? It is legislation put into place to prevent monopolies. You know, like breaking up AT&T. Like AT&T got the market so locked down that they literally can kill competition. We have to break them up, make them multiple companies so that other people have the ability to compete in the marketplace. That is what a violation of that's what the Sherman Act is about. It's antitrust. What boxing promoter have you ever heard being sued for antitrust violations? You got to be real successful. The man literally got twice as many networks as anybody else. Twice. He's got Fox and he's got Showtime. Twice as many. He literally is the guy that is consistently putting on pay-per-views. And why? So he doesn't have to lose money. Any small businessman knows this. This is basic small business. Bob Arum's business model is antiquated because he has so many employees and he has so many guarantees that he has to pay, that if he loses his ESPN contract, they're going to fall apart immediately. If they don't have their bills paid by them. But you got a guy that literally has fighters that can, and by the way, not just fighters, a 130-pound fighter. Tank is about this big. A 130-pounder that literally can do a $5 million gate. But it ain't got nothing to do with him maybe being responsible for promoting Muhammad Ali. I mean, Michael Jackson. Got anything to do with maybe with the fact that he promoted Michael Jackson? The man literally promoted Michael Jackson. But okay, you know better than he does. I would think you'd shut up when the guy walks in the room, but he won't even talk to you because you're such jackasses. Hey, this for Uncle This Boxing Talk. Salute to all you guys. John Bowie, Jeff Campbell, Mike Kirkland, Terry Smooth in the building. Much love in that super chat. Thank you so much for the support, bro, on this super chat Thursday. And my man One Body in Yahweh, Los Angeles said they're trying to dim his stardom because he's not as a clean-cut boxer who can be controlled. So they're trying to stop him from being a superstar. They're not even trying to stop him from being one. They're just lying about him being one. They're just lying about him being one. That's it. And let me tell you, brother, and I'm going to tell you again, I will make mincemeat out of anybody you send it me. Mincemeat. I just will let you know. Hey, King, I saw you over there getting dogged by BFTB. I saw BFTB playing with you like a rag doll and dropping you off, bro. I know you were ecstatic. I know you're ecstatic, bro. I know that he gave you like that, didn't you? You like that, didn't you? He's like, I'm getting mistreated by BFTB. BFTB talking bad to me. No. He liked that. Don't get me wrong. He wanted that. He wanted that. No, I'm just telling you, though, flat out, I'll make mincemeat out of all of you. I'm telling you, and you know it, and they know it. So leave me alone. I'm just telling you. I'll make mincemeat out of all of you. What? I'm telling you. I know the facts, and I got better skills than you. I will make mincemeat out of all of y'all. What? Gary? Oh, he calls himself Gary over there? And RuPaul is Gary? No, I'm just flat out telling you, bro, I will make mincemeat out of all of you. Minced meat. You're easy money for me. Easy money. You're all easy. Y'all are like a Brazilian brothel. Bro, y'all easy. Real easy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all real easy. That's why y'all do that talking over there. And everybody that's tried has failed. And it's been 5 years running. I'm 5 years running, all of y'all failing. And like I've said, all of them have tried. All your heroes have tried. Before y'all knew who I was, when I had 5,000 subscribers, when I had 6,000 subscribers, I was making mincemeat of fools. Mincemeat. I'm telling you, y'all are easy as a Brazilian brothel. And just as fun, because I promise you, I enjoy it. I'm easy, but I'm not cheap. Hey, man, let me tell you something, bro. I ain't trying to hear none of that, man. I'll just be on the lookout. Anyway, man, like I say, that's just my necessity. That's just me just necessary to talk crap to you. Because when I said yesterday that there's no way it's 61,000, you guys are tripping. Then, according to what you're telling me, Steven Espinoza and everybody and Ellie Setback came out with the numbers and showed you exactly what I said. What you were saying is stupid. The only problem is you don't know it yet. You're a student and you think you're a teacher. You trying to teach people and you ain't got out of school yet. You need to stop talking. You talk about business and ain't never dealt with it, never in your life. Do you know how hard that stuff is, by the way? Say, oh, Orlando, no, you ain't easy. Orlando Pearson is not easy. But, dog, I'll still make mentally. I'll still get you, bro. I'll still get you. Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, Orlando, I will still get you. On this boxing talk, I'm going to get you. I'm going to tell you, gifted. Gifted. But that's okay. But I will give respect to Orlando Pearson. I will. Orlando, I got to make sure I got all my definitions and everything together. It's a different type. Orlando's a different type of problem. He's a different type of problem than y'all are. With him, I got to actually be like, okay, let me make sure I use the right verbiage. I have to use the right verbiage. I have to make sure that I don't state anything incorrectly. Because if I state anything incorrectly, that dude's going to be causing me problems. But so that's just kind of like a different thing. But nah, Orlando Pearson, you're just not serious. But I will give you that for sure. Fight first you watch, Fanon. The first fight that I can remember watching, is Ali Ernie Shavers. Ohio style lyrics in the building. What's going on, bro? Hey, dude was like a dog sitting there obeying commands. You ain't lying, bro, about that one. You're the most intelligent, clever person I listen to every day. You're probably right. No, seriously, man, I'll tell you, you're probably right. It's an illness. It's an illness. If it works, it really, really works. If it's not working, it really, 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 really doesn't work. Orlando laughing. I know you, dog. I got to watch all my P's and Q's with you. Okay, let me make sure I say this precisely and correctly and use the right terms. I can't mess my terms up. I know, bro. I know. What's going on, Knockout Boxing 86 TV? I'm for real, though. I will tell you in a minute. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I probably am. Because it's a disability. Y'all don't understand it. It's a disability. Like, and it's genetic. I got people in my family that are freaking brilliant. Like, freaking brilliant. Like, really, 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 really brilliant. And they're so really, really, really brilliant that they are really, really, really crazy. So I always have the risk of going crazy. I'm just going to tell you the truth. I got to make sure I keep it all together. Because I will understand things and pick up things that are really kind of out there. However, when it comes to dealing with y'all and this, you're going to get smoked. Just telling you the truth. I'm well over 7 feet tall. Like, you know how you have like your physical height and you have a guy just standing there and he's like, you're going to try to play basketball with him in the post and you're 6'2", but he's 7'2", and anything that you try to do, he's just going to swat it away. That's me and you dumbasses. Intellectually, dude, you're like 6'2". You're like saying like you're 6'2". Dude, you're not going to put me in the post. You're not going to shoot on me. You're 6'2". You're too little. Like, I love you, brother, but you're too little. You're punching above your weight class, homie. You're punching above your weight class. And I'll tell you that, and I mean that. Dead-centered mean that. Do not punch above your weight class with me, bro. And I tell everybody around me that, except for the few people that ain't punching above their weight class. But for me, nah, bro. You can go somewhere with that. Anyway, Tim on East Detroit is a true Intellectual East Mob. Much love in that super chat, bro. Hey, man, it is what it is, bro. It said, for now, stupid. Said, it's not a disability. It's a gift that others don't understand. It can become a disability very quickly, bro. It can become a disability pretty quick because you have a hard time. I'm telling you, it is to an extent a disability because you have a hard time relating, especially people that are way up there, like really, really, it is a disability because you have a hard time dealing with people. You have a hard time dealing with teachers. You have a hard time dealing with your parents. You got a hard time dealing with other people because you want to share things with them that they can't, that either are, it sounds so lofty to them that it just sounds disjointed, and sometimes they're just words that will not describe your thoughts. So no, man, to an extent, it really is like it's very hard to conform. And I'm telling you, people that have it worse than me. I'm just really kind of talking a little crap and dead serious at the same time with y'all, though. I mean, y'all are just get out of here. And I mean it, get out of here. You suck. Like, bro, you suck. Like, for real, you suck. So you need to go somewhere. I can recognize that my guy don't suck, though. No joke. I know dude don't suck. T. Orlando don't suck, bro. Esoteric level, yeah, a lot of that stuff really missed. T. Well said, miss my super chat and animal works. Oh, no, I'm going to go back, brother, to get it. Sorry, man. But anyway, I digress. That's digressing. T. Well said, for the trolls, stop hating on the logic. Yeah, man, let's get back to this boxing, bro. Let's get back to this logic. For now, the real question, are you a cruiserweight or a heavyweight? What's the average weight of a man? What's the average height of a man? If the average height of a man was say an average height of a man would be 6 feet, I'm about 8'8". Or 9'2". If it was 6 feet, if the average height of was 6 feet, what is 70% of 6 feet? 3.5 feet. So it'd be 9.5 feet, roughly 9.5 feet. If you're talking about IQ, it'd be roughly 9.5 feet, something like that. Yeah, something about that, something like that. Something like that. Depends, though, if you're talking about abstract or you're talking about concrete. Dude, there are people that are, dude, I know people that, like the people, there are freaking brilliant people in the world that really, 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 their brains do not, they operate like, yeah. But like in an IQ sense, yeah, something like that. Because if the average IQ is 100, then yeah, like, roughly 55% of that, 55% higher than that. Something like that. I don't know, though. I guess I slowed down in my old age. Cash App said, hey, Edwin said, much love, said, long live Fanon. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you for that support, bro. Much love in that super chat, bro. Nah, Zulu, that's not what it's based on, bro. It's literally based on it's literally based on your neurons in your brain. No, it's not. It's based on the electrical activity in your brain. The real stuff is based on the electrical activity in your brain. They literally put the stuff on your head. They put the little, you know, those little things that where they check your electrical activity and how fast things move around your brain. That is what that really is. That's how they can test that. And then they do little different stupid stuff, like give you the ink blot tests and the looking at pictures and can you know how many things can you notice on a picture? All of that, bro. But anyway, man, like I said, I'm just talking smack anyway, bro. Don't believe me. That's all a lie. I'm just having fun talking. Read Chicken Talk Tweet for sure. I want to get back on this boxing. When I quoted your tweet about pay-per-view, Ron Katz, PBC matchmaker, replied saying the number Ray Jackson made was closer, 450K was closer than Rick Glazer's fake numbers. Wow. When I quoted your tweet about the pay-per-view, Ron Katz, PBC's matchmaker, replied saying that the number that Ray Jackson made, 450, was closer than Rick Glazer's fake numbers. That's why I freaking love Chicken Talk. That is why I love Chicken Talk. I love Chicken Talk. No joke. I love Chicken Talk. Hell, I'm brilliant as hell, borderline evil genius. Hey, man. Like Kanye West. Kanye West really is a very, very bright guy. Very, very bright guy. Gary said, a salute, Fanon. Out of these choices, what is the best decade in your opinion? The 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, 2000s, or 210? I'll take the 90s. I'll take the 90s. I'll take the 90s. For me, it was the 90s because of the welterweights and a good bit of the heavyweights was going on, and so was the middleweights. They were all popping. They were all popping, all of them. They were all popping. You had at 147, like you had Oscar and Tito. You had Oscar and Tito and Shane Mosley and Vernon Forrest. And at 154, you had Winky Wright. You had Bernard Hopkins. You had Roy Jones. You had James Toney. At heavyweight, you had Lennox. Lennox Lewis was there. Purnell was there. Below that, Chavez was there. You have at heavyweight, you had Tyson, you had Holyfield, you had Bo, you had Lewis. I mean, yeah, dude, for me, it's the 90s, man. 90s was like that, man. 90s was like that, man. Just tapping in, listen for work. Thank you, Lamar. Much love. Was Ali knocking out Foreman an upset? Yeah, it was an upset. Man, dude, Chicken Talk is one of the best things going on in boxing. No joke. Definitely one of the best. Dude, if not the best. I'm a one-man crew. I love the conversations they got going on over there. You know, it's a different format. But when they give information, bro, they're not playing. You know what I mean? Zenith 360 said 450K per view plus 5 million gates. You're looking at a $40 million event without considering sponsors and concessions. They're gonna have to kids tank ring. They're gonna have to kid tanks ring. I don't get that. God dang. Look, bro, let me tell you something, man. Common sense should have brought you home last night. Fanon, if Haney gets past Lomachenko, what's his next move and who is it? I don't know, man. It depends on if Tank wants to give him a fight. Oh, kiss Tank's ring? Dude, if I'm Tank and with those numbers with Tank, I'm telling you what I said on Rise Podcast, and I meant it. I can't get that out of my head. Literally negotiating deals. If I was negotiating that deal with them, brother, you better believe me. You say a sideways word about me, you can go take a long walk off a short cliff. And I mean it. Dude, now that it's been confirmed, Now watch this. I'm going to do the math for you. And I suck at math. What is the midway point? Somebody do this for me. What is the midway point between 450 and 61? Can somebody give me the midpoint? Because you know my math sucks. Because mathematics is a skill. I do not possess that skill. Just like you clowns do not possess the skill of logical analysis. You idiot. Hey, oh my God, y'all are stupid. Y'all believe 60, it is 255. Thank you very much. So it is no less. Somebody give me the number. I need the exact number. I need the exact number of halfway. Halfway. I need it. What is the half name? Stop it. The Fighter's Gonna game was hottest in the 70s. I was a dude. Look, there's a lot in the 70s too. They asked me my opinion. I'm going to go with 245. So it is no less than 245. It is no less than 245. No less. Now, let me ask you a question. Oh, thank you. I said 255 and 500K. Thank you. It is exactly 255,000. Let's just round to 256,000. 256,000. So, what is the percentage? What percentage is 61 of 255? What is the percentage? Excuse me. Edward Torres, you can be quiet because these are confirmed. This is a confirmed that it did no less than 255. IB2, I will get to the math. I am trying to get the percentage, the minimum amount of exaggeration, and the minimum amount of the minimum amount. Man, Edward Torres, stop it. They already said that. The PBC said it. The PBC said it is closer to 450. I do it the other way. I'm just saying it is closer to 450 than it was to 61. Which means it did at least 255,000 pay-per-views, which, by the way, is reasonable to expect. It is reasonable to expect. So switch it. What percentage is 255 of what's the percentage increase from 61 to 255? What is the percentage increase? 100% would be what? Oh, I can let me eyeball it. What is 6 times what is 25 divided by 6? It's 76%. No, it is not 76%. It's like 300%. 400%. 61 times 4 is what? 6 times 4 is 24. It's 400%. It did 400%. No less than 400% more than what y'all said it did. I want the numbers to sound really good. So instead of saying You only gave him credit for 23.9% of his sales. Actually, I could have done it that way because you flip it. It is 4 times. You decreased the pay-per-views that you reported by at least 400%. Because I think 400% sounds more spectacular than 23%. You only gave him credit for 23% of his pay-per-views at the least. At the most, rather. At the most. You gave him 23% of what he did. So watch this. If he said Deontay Wilder did 77,000 pay-per-views, how many pay-per-views did he do? Now that we know close to how much Rick Glazier and you clowns that put him on your channel lied by. Now let's put the same multiplier on everybody else's numbers and see, well, God dog, if he's consistent with this lie he just told, that means Deontay Wilder did 77,000 times 4. He did 77,000 by times 4 at the least. With the lie y'all told. What's 7 times 4? 28. So you're looking at 280,000 pay-per-views. Wilder did 300. By that percentage, Wilder did 308,000 pay-per-views. Which may be why he's acting like he don't need to work no more. Duh. See, that's what happens when you lie and you get busted. Because your lie is so ridiculous that they actually come out and say, dog, it's closer to 450. Then it's closer to 450 than it is to 61. And is Ryan Garcia and Tank official? No, it's not. B. Davis said, I'm sorry, I missed the read in that last Super Chat. Man, thank y'all for supporting Super Chat Thursdays. I'm having a blast. Matthew Thomas said, morning for 9. What's cooking today? Oh, we cooking glazed. We cooking glazed duck. Glazed ducks and liars. Y'all liars. You liars. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Hang your pants from a telephone wire. You're a liar. Your mama a liar. Your daddy a liar. Because that's the only way they could have gave birth to your lion ass. Much love in that super chat. Why you always lying? Hey, you know what that mean? Why you always lying? Dog, I caught a dude lying about me lying. Y'all lie so much, you will lie about people lying. Hey, man, y'all lie so much, man. God dog. Everybody gonna tell a lie every once in a while, like a couple times a day. According to statistics, according to studies, people lie about 1-2 times a day. Y'all just believe that nonsense that Hitler said, which is it. The bigger lie you tell, the more people you believe you. Yeah, bro. The bigger lie it is, it's like the more people are going to be like, hold on, man. Why would he lie like that? You have to actually get your head around why they would lie like that. But here's the problem. Once they catch you lying like that, falsus in uno, falsus in omnibus. Falsus in uno, falsus in omnibus. False in one is false in all. You got caught lying, and I ain't going to believe nothing else you got to say because you will sit there with a straight face. And even though I got to say, certain people that lie really don't even look with a straight face. They do a lot of this when they lying. Now do this. Whenever you catch somebody in a lie and you can see their face when they lied, go back to the lie that they told. But do not, I'm telling you, watch this trick. Go to the when they lied and watch all their mannerisms when they told that lie. You know, you already know he lied. But watch all the mannerisms that they used when they lied. Like this. That's one guy's lies. You want to know when he's lying? When he doing this. When you like this. Yeah, you lying, dog. Why? Because you're looking over there. You look over there when you lie. I done tracked 5 of your lies. You always doing this right before or after you lied. You may look right in their eye when you say it, but a couple seconds before that, you was, and right after you, that's your body, your brain trying to adjust to the fact that you just said something it don't believe. And your mind don't like that. Your mind is like, that's not true. Why am I saying this? And you have to overcome that and say something you know is not true. So even before it, during it, or after it, your brain needs that little bit of rest. That little bit of time where you have to justify to yourself the story you're telling. Which is why it's so much easier to lie in writing than it is when you're talking to somebody. Why you always lying? B. Davis said, how does pay-per-view numbers work at sports bar that have to pay extra for the total seats? I suspect that they have to estimate how many people are going to be in there, and they got to pay the capacity. I would suspect. That's how I would do it. I've been noticed that. Fanon, you have to get merch. I'm definitely buying a shirt. Hold up, man. Stop. Hold on, man. Stop. Hey, man, I got to go inside real quick. It's real cold. I'm out of here. You're lying. Or you don't like telling me this. There's some amount of discomfort. Hey, I'm telling you. Let me try this. Did you see me? See how I did that? Because I was thinking of a lie. I literally had to be like, oh, I just did it. Because once you know that that's how it works, you can feel it in yourself. Like I was like, every time you guys ask me something that I do not want to answer, like, or something I'm trying not to like dog somebody, I'll do this. Because I gotta, just for a second, just for a millisecond, I gotta get my head around this. Like, if I say I like you and I really don't like you, I'll be like, you know, that's my guy. That ain't my guy, I don't like you. Anyway, 35,000 lies in 1 year is guess who? Hey, bro, look, man, watch when they do this. They lying. They're lying. You lying. Hey, Ron said you don't get why people believe Glazier because it's all well known he hates the PBC since day one because they want to believe him, bro. Because these guys are trying to win an argument, man. They're not trying to be correct. They're trying to win an argument. And I can prove it. People want to debate. And they will tell you this. They will say this. They'll say, let's debate. I want to debate that guy Fanon. And they'll say, and my first response to that is, debate about what? Debate about what? It doesn't matter. Let's just debate. That's not possible for me. Because I have to disagree with you about something to debate you. Unless you're paying me to make your point, at which point in time I will do that. But here's the deal. If I don't believe you, if I believe what you're saying is true, and I'm just debating you, then I've got to resort to all kind of the same type of stuff that you call y'all clowns try to do to me, which is, hold on, man, stop. But you're just a hater. Oh man, that's because you don't like this guy. Then I got to pull a red herring on you. I got to be like, yeah, but what about if this happened? What if this happened? What if, like, use this example. What are you going to do if Terrence Crawford fights Errol Spence Jr. and he knocks him out? What are you going to do then? And I got to hope you're stupid enough to actually start talking about that. Right? Because I'm not, dude, guess what? Terrence Crawford did not knock out Errol Spence because he didn't fight him. So why am I in the middle of a conversation going to start talking about that? All you're trying to do is move the goalpost. You're trying to say, oh, let's talk about this. That's what happened with Bill Haney. He just tried to change the subject like 2 or 3 times. And I'm like, no, you can bring this back. No, you can bring this back. No, you can bring this back. So you don't let him wiggle. But if I believe what you're saying and I just wanted to debate for the heck of debating, then I'm going to do all of that stuff to you. I'm going to do this great lie. A source told me that, and you know I'm in the inside. You know I've got inside sources. Fallacy of the inside source. Fallacy of the inside source. I've got these people told me. Who told you? I can't tell you that. No, I don't know that you can't tell me that. Who told you? And even if you told me, even if they told you, how do I know they ain't wrong? How do I know they're not lying to you? Number one, how do I know that you ain't lying to me about them saying it? And number two, even if you could tell me that they knew that you told me who told you, how do I know they ain't lying? Unless I talk to them. Fallacy of the unknown sources. You got to do all that craziness just to be debating to debate. That's why I say y'all better get out of my face. Fallacy of, let me give you another one. Fallacy of psychological concepts that you don't even understand. Like, what's the new one going around? Confirmation bias. Just because I believe what you say does not mean that I had a bias. You can tell me something that I agree with, and it still be true. Even though I may be more inclined to believe something that you say that I already believed, does not mean that what you're saying is not true. My confirmation bias has nothing to do with whether or not what you're saying is true. Duh. Think about it for a second. Think about it for a second. First of all, you're not a psychologist. So are you qualified by any accrediting organization to apply confirmation bias? Yes, people are more inclined to believe something they already believe, obviously. But that has no bearing whatsoever on whether or not what you believe is true. Something is true or not true, regardless of whether or not you believe it to be true. Right? So, tuck it and go away. Oh yeah, you only believe that human beings need to drink water. You only believe that this guy said that human beings need to drink water. And you already believe that human beings need to drink water. So it's your confirmation bias that you believe what he's telling you. Guess what? Yes, I do believe that human beings need to drink water. And yes, he said they needed to drink water, and I believe they need to drink water. And yes, I believe him. However, it's true. It's true. Whether or not I have a bias or not. And that goes to all biases. You can have a bias or not have a bias. It doesn't mean it's not true just because you have a bias. Does it? So what are you doing when you say somebody has a bias? You are doing an ad hominem. You are attacking the person and not the subject. Is that not true? So if somebody says you have a confirmation bias, what is that? That is a logical fallacy called ad hominem. You are attacking me and the fact that I believe something and my reason for believing it. That has nothing to do with the truth or the falseness of the statement. I can love PBC all day. I could be wearing PBC pajamas. I could have a poster of Al Heyman hanging up in my living room. And if you say that Terrence Crawford sold Gervonta Davis sold 5,000 pay-per-views, and I say I don't believe you, it doesn't make sense. He sold 19,000 tickets there for $300,000 a piece. For $300 a piece, you're telling me he only sold 5,000 pay-per-views? Think about it. I don't believe that. No, I do not believe more people were willing to watch his fight in person and pay all that money than were willing to to pay $80 for his fights. Which really isn't much different than the lie that they told you yesterday, which was that he earned more money from the gate than he did from pay-per-view. And guess what? My love for my brother Al Heyman, my hero Al Heyman, has nothing to do with whether or not what you said is true or not true. So you cannot win a debate or an argument with me by pointing to my love of Al Heyman. Just like if you accuse my child of stealing something from your house. And my child, I know my child is in Washington, D.C. I know she's there right now. But you're telling me that you saw my daughter go into your house 15 minutes ago and stole something out your house? That was not my daughter. What, you just love your daughter? That's your daughter. If she did it, you would lie for her. If she did it, maybe I would lie for her, but who cares? Because she is in Washington, D.C. I know it. I know it. So whether or not I love her has nothing to do with whether or not what you're saying is true. Does it? No. Unlike things like this. Are you getting paid to say this? What do you mean? Fanon, what do you mean? Are you getting paid to promote? Are you getting paid to promote competition, to promote the competition of the PBC? Yes, I am. You're getting paid to promote the competition of the PBC. Yes, that's relevant. Why? Because it is a reason to lie. Right? It's relevant. Doesn't mean that you're lying. Not in and of itself. It does not. It is just a motivation. It's just a motivation. So you can take that into consideration if, and only if, aside from the facts. Anyway, facts, pick a side. So don't know why people think they are showing intelligence, bracing both sides. Facts are facts. That, you know what that is? Zenith 360. You know what that is? It is biased against one party. You're spreading the blame equally only means that the person that did it is held responsible. And the person that didn't do it suffers. That's what that means. That's what that means. That means justice is not served. Because not only does the person that is not responsible suffer from the accusations, he suffers then from a punishment. But you are not willing to make up your mind about what happens. Now, there is where you can contribute to things. There is the notion that you can contribute to things, for sure. But in the case of Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Jason Villa, no, that's not how what works. Jason Villa, what's not how what works? No, that's not how what works. Fanon, I've been subbed to like 10 boxing channels. I've unsubbed from all except you and ES News. That's why I called you, and they got the best. Hey, thank you, Brandon Weiss. Jason Villa, dude, you got to tell me. First of all, I'm going to check your chat real quick. I got to check your temperature, Jason Villa. What is not how what works? What is not how what works? And I certainly hope that I hope that your channel is over a day old, bro. It's not. You're out of here. You're king. Go away, bro. That's king. Yeah, that's king. That's just king, bro. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's just king. That's just RuPaul or Gary or whatever it is. Yeah, I saw him a couple times. I figured that was him. That was Gary. Because it's exactly how I promise you, everything that I said is exactly how it works. See you, RuPaul. That's exactly how it works. Yeah, y'all are wild boys. No, that's exactly what I said is exactly how it works. Hey said, dang, Fanon, even your trolls work hard over here. Yeah, man. But anyway, so let's get back to boxing. I'm sorry I went into a long diatribe about things that were on my mind, but at the same time, probably you're not relevant to boxing. David Williams said, Fanon, give the brainless a standing 8 count to comprehend some of your logic. This is why they'll never come here to debate you. It's embarrassing. Yeah, they will never do it. Because I already neutered them. I already neutered you. Long distance neutering. You're not going to do any of that over here, bro. Much like, thank you to everybody that supports in the super chat today, bro. Thank you. And everybody that hits the like button, man. If y'all wouldn't mind hitting that like button, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. We got about 500 people in the building. You know, we're a little small channel today, but I appreciate everybody talking to me, man. Thank y'all so much. And I'm sorry that I got into all of that other stuff, but really, man, it needs to be understood, man. In my opinion, I think all of this stuff is relevant to the boxing conversations that we have, because there's a lot of people being very dishonest out there, even dishonest in the fact that they believe this. A G-Man said, shout out to Fanon and the Rise podcast. Right back at you with another one. Brandon White said, who is RuPaul? A troll. Let me tell you who RuPaul is. RuPaul is the guy that literally trolls so much, but I think he's got a crush. That's what I think. So one day he was begging to talk to me. So I was like, I did something I should feel bad about. I was like, okay, you keep making up changes. You keep making up your names. I will talk to you if you call yourself RuPaul. If you want to get on and talk to me, you have to put your screen name as RuPaul. At any time because you really wanted to talk. I was like, no, you got to put your name as RuPaul. So he came on and he put his name as RuPaul. And so when he put his name as RuPaul, I said to him, you have absolutely no self-esteem whatsoever. How in the world can you let another grown man literally tell you to refer to yourself as RuPaul and you do it? Dude, if you don't want to go get some help, and I kicked him off the channel. I was terrible. I was bad. I was really bad with that one. For now, I was really, really bad for that one. So ever since then, he's RuPaul. So like, if it's him, Gary's name is RuPaul. It's terrible. It's terrible that I did that, but I had to do it, bro. I had to do it. RuPaul is the greatest troll of all time. Oh, he's such a troll, bro. He's such a troll. You enjoy, I enjoy the energy here. Funny dude. Hey, Junior Bill, thank you, brother. Hey, man, he don't want to talk. He want them. Oh, my God. Nah, bro. I'm old, out of weight, bro. I'm old and overweight. Hey, man, I ain't lying, bro. That dude was on something really, really weird. But anyway, man, because nobody believes you, Terry Smoot, because you don't have the obsessed, you don't really have the obsessed look in your sound in your voice. You don't have that pitiful, obsessed sound in your voice. And also, you cannot actually troll verbally. You don't mean it. You don't really mean it. And everybody knows you mean it. He can actually mean it. He means it. He listens to people that say I race bait and believed it. Like, how in the world does anybody ever believe that I race bait? But he believed it because somebody said it. Somebody that treated him nice said it. So he believed it. Even though anybody that listens to me will know in a second, not in a second, but over a period of time, bro, that I never do that. Because I believe in Neely Fuller Jr. My main intellectual influence in the way that I believe that I try to live my life and handle discussions is Neely Fuller Jr. So you have to know that I will never be dumb enough to call somebody a racist because I cannot read their minds. And that is the easiest way in the world to lose an argument, when you make assumptions about somebody without them verifying it. You know the word. Assumptions make an ass of you and me. I never accuse people of that. I only suspect it. And it is reasonable to expect it, to suspect it. But that's all I can do. I can suspect that Rick Glazier got a problem with black folk. I suspect he does. I really do. But see, when I say I suspect it, that's on me. It's not on him. When you say he is that, then you're telling somebody else what they think. And those guys always win that argument. They win it every single solitary time. It's a booby trap. The accusation is literally a booby trap. It is easy. It's like a piece. It's like somebody in chess sitting that pawn out there. Yeah, exactly. Conduct reveals character, but you're still assuming. That's it. Not even assuming. You're suspecting it. And when you say you suspect it, that's reasonable. I suspect you're cheating. I don't know if you are or if you're not, but I suspect it. I suspect it. You coming in late at night. I found some condoms. I found condoms in your purse. What you coming in all type of night, at times of night, and with condoms in your purse? Doesn't make sense to me. At the same time, I don't know because I wasn't there. I'm just suspecting it. Because there may be, oh, I'll tell you why I have it. I'll tell you why I have it. I have it because they were giving them free. And they're giving them away for free. So I was working at the hospital and they said, hey, take this. I said, okay, I'll take it. And I put it in my purse and I came home because I was on a late shift. Okay, would you like, here's my schedule. See my schedule? I was working. I got my smock on. That's where I'm coming from. Right? But you can suspect it. Same thing with these guys that don't like black people. You can suspect it. But the second you accuse them, you lose because you cannot read their mind. And on top of it, in their brain, they've got all kind of reasons why they believe that, which is why there's always an exception for them. Like, I'm married to a black woman. Okay, you're married to a black woman. What does that tell me? You want me to assume because you like one black person, that means you don't dislike a lot of them? Or I'm supposed to assume that because you like her, it's not because she has more money than you? What if she has more money than you? What if nobody else wanted you? And she was nice to you, and she doesn't like black people. There are black people that think a lot of messed up things about black people. She may think and validate every bad thing that you think about black people. Right? I don't know what the dynamic is. So the fact that you're married to her, I can only assume, only thing that I know is you don't have a problem with her. And that's it. You know? You can prove racism, maybe not. No, you cannot prove racism. You cannot prove it. You cannot prove it. You can assume it. You can suspect it. You cannot prove it. You're going to suspect it because there's always going to be a rationale that they are going to apply other than that. It's not that, it's how you behave. It's not that, it's how you speak. It's not that, it's that you don't take care of yourselves and you don't raise your kids. And they can point to a whole bunch of facts that they've actually observed and use that to justify their beliefs. Right? I'm trying to tell you. It's just better to say you suspect them because then that is a true statement. It's always better to make a true statement than one where you're assuming. It's just safer. I suspect that you don't like me for this reason. That is a true statement. You do not like me for this statement. That right there is an assertion that you're making that you can't validate because you can't read that man's mind. Now, what is the practical implication of saying you suspect it versus you know it? Saying that you suspect it addresses the behavior that you witness. It addresses the behavior that you witness. Why do you suspect that? Because you did this, you did this, you did this, you did this. If you didn't do this, if you didn't do that, if you didn't do that and you didn't do that, I wouldn't have suspected it. So from moving forward, if you do not want me to suspect it, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, and don't do this. You are forewarned that if you do that, I'm going to assume it, and guess what else I'm going to do? I am going to behave in a fashion consistent with my suspicion, which is to tell everybody not to do business with you. Do not do business with them. Why? Because I have reason to suspect that he has a bias against people that are better looking than him. Or whatever the reason is, man. No, they do not. Look, I'm just trying to give you the safe argument if you don't want to lose arguments. You can say what you want to say. I'm trying to tell y'all for real, Every time that you get into an argument and you call somebody a racist and you state that that is a fact, the burden is on you to prove it. And if you cannot read their mind, they have not said something. If they have not said something out of their mouth to confirm it, then you are just stating something is fact that you can't prove. If all you do is say, I suspect that you are, then that is a stone cold fact. And they can't debate with you. What are they going to say? No, you don't suspect me? No, yes, I do suspect you. I guarantee you, I know it's in my head, and I suspect that you are. And I have a reason to suspect it. What's your reason? Oh, my reason is that I just heard you call. I just heard that you do not hire any Mexicans. You got 400 employees, ain't none of them Mexican. You belong to an organization that is actively asking people to build the wall and throw any kids that come over out of the country. You also have made jokes and dressed up in brown face. So I suspect that you got a problem with Mexicans. That's me. Now, T. Orlando said, I'll take that burden. Hey, bro, take that burden. I will beat you in that debate every time, Orlando Pearson. You take that burden and I will beat you every time. It's a chess game. You will lose that game to me every time. I can't beat my son at that. My son does that every time. You think I'm lying. No, I don't think you're lying. You can't prove that I didn't. No, I can't prove that you didn't do it. I'm just telling you honestly, I suspect it. And also the way that you're behaving, other people suspect it too. So if you don't want the burden of people suspecting you of something is not true, then you need to adjust your behavior so that you can alleviate my suspicions. Otherwise, I'm never going to give you my business. Right? The fact is that arguments over pay-per-view numbers only come from people who don't understand the business of boxing and don't like the business of boxing. Demetrius Hunter, what's going on, bro? Yo, I was wondering what's the backstory on RuPaul was. That's hilarious. Yeah. RuPaul is, he's an interesting dude, bro. I wonder if they will adjust the Inoue Fulton fight time to be a little more reasonable for the U.S. No, they will not. You'll be watching that in the middle of the night. You'll be trying to watch that you're going to have to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and watch a boxing match at 5 o'clock in the morning. Who's about to go on another YouTube tour for what? Hey, who do you have, Plant or Benavidez? I got Benavidez. But hey, man, I'm starting to have more faith in Caleb Plant. I can't tell you why, but I am. I'm starting to have more faith in Caleb Plant. He was in there in the big fight with Canelo, and he was doing well till he got smurfed. And then, he beat Anthony Durrell in a way I didn't think he would. So, and I think he's still a very confident dude. And so there you go. I'm starting to believe him a little more. And he's got Breadman Edwards in there. Sibo, people are convicted on circumstantial evidence every day. Yeah. Oh, they are. But it's beyond a reasonable doubt. And we're not talking about a court of law. We're not talking about a court. You can convince, as I can say, you can believe. They believed you were guilty. Doesn't mean those guys think they're guilty. And if you got a jury, yeah, you can do it. But there ain't a jury in a one-on-one conversation. It's you and them. Who's the jury? You know what I mean? Now, I will tell you this. That particular subject is whether or not you can convince other people that they are. That you can do in a lot of different ways. But that is you convincing a group of their peers that they did it beyond a reasonable doubt. Trying to convince somebody else of it, On a one-on-one conversation is a different dynamic. David Williams said, Fanon, I hope Crawford is listening closely to everything you're saying. It would really help him down the long run when it comes to negotiating the fight. Dog, he needs to hire somebody to negotiate his fights for him. There's something strange going on. It seems to me the Top Rank and their allies have waged war against Al Heyman. I'm convinced the Top Rank is supporting Bud and is in bed with Black Prime. Well, look, Brian Williams, let me tell you what it is. Let me tell you something about this too. If you want to have any traction, real traction in boxing, you have to talk about PBC. And let me repeat that. In order to really have any real traction in boxing, you have to talk about PBC. Because they are the fighters that are the most popular fighters. So if Errol Spence Jr. has a fight, you have to talk about him. If something happens with Tank Davis, you have to talk about him. If something happens to Edward Berlanga, you can get away with ignoring that. Like Edward Berlanga is no longer with Top Rank, which I told you would happen. By the way, Edward Berlanga is no longer with Top Rank, right? Because they mutually agreed to go separate ways. I told you, somebody please remember that I said this earlier this week or late last week. I forget that Top Rank will build up a fighter, but as soon as they know that their matchmakers believe, as soon as their matchmakers believe that guy is not going to be a world champion or a top level fighter, they'll get rid of him. But until that point in time, they're the best thing in the world. But you could always hear in Bob Arum that Bob Arum didn't have faith in him. Because they would talk about the knockout streak. He'd be like, yeah, you know. But same thing happened with Mick Conlan. Same thing happened to Mick Conlan. Mick Conlan was, Mick Conlan. They were putting Mick Conlan in all kind of cards, and, you know, he was getting featured, all of that stuff. And then he had a fight against a guy, I can't remember who it was, that he should have beaten, that was kind of like that little bit of a step up, you know? And all of a sudden, you don't see him anymore. You see him on other cards, or, you know what I mean? So, yeah, they didn't believe in Edward Berlanga. So they let Edward Berlanga go. Or I don't know if they let him go or whatever, but they were like, you probably be better off, you know, seeing what you can go over there and do with the PBC, partner. He's Puerto Rican. Maybe Golden Boy will sign him. Maybe Golden Boy will sign him and treat him right. But because he ain't black. If he was black, Golden Boy wouldn't be an option, in my opinion. Because you see they're building up Alex Rocha. Alexis Rocha already lost to Speedy Rashidi Ellis. But what happened with Speedy Rashidi Ellis? Nothing with Golden Boy. They're building Alexis Rocha back up. Talk about boxing without talking about the PBC is like talking about basketball without talking about the NBA. Exactly. You really can't do it. Talking about the lightweight division without talking about Gervonta Davis is like that. Of course they're talking about Gervonta. The dude owns the division. Conlon got knocked out by Laywood in the 12th in a fight that he was up in. He will get another big fight. Nah, bro, I'm talking about before that. Top Rank let Mick Conlon slide well before he got knocked out by Lay. Well before that. Because he wasn't going to be like that. He's just not like that. He's at 120. Dude, I can tell you a bunch of fighters are going to beat both those guys. Dude, Gary Russell Jr. with one hand will mop Mick Conlon with one arm. Nah, bro, I don't believe him. You know? But that's why you see it. Because even like, that's why those guys put that number out about 61,000. That's why they put that number out. Putting that number out, oh, no, 1 second, man. Putting that number out gets that dude a lot of attention every time. He even promoted. He even promoted, bro, you get my name right or you got to go, bro. Oh, can you unblock Bakari Jackson? I just meant to get rid of the comment. My name is Martin. The channel's name is Fanon International Boxing. He's just not that good. You know, he's just not that good. And a lot of those fighters over there like that. Do watch. I'm not going to say that about Xander Zayas, but don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if they do Xander Zayas the same way. Brian King B. Fulton said, what's up? What's up, Fanon Chat? I'm chilling. Much love to everybody for your support on Super Chat Thursday. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for all your support. Thank you. And much love to everybody that supported in the Cash App. I got to check it, though, because my screen went off. Hold on one second. Bitcoin goes faster. Nah, that's nothing over there. Thank y'all for y'all support, man. Keyshawn Davis is going to go bust too. Hey, look, if he doesn't look good in a certain, I don't like how he holds his hands. But on the real, Xander would also have more comp of the PBC since he's at 154. But look, Xander Zayas just had a tough fight. He just had a tough fight. An unexpectedly tough fight. The fighter that they got, though, I'm going to tell you, dude, is that Jared Anderson, man. How did you come up with the name for the channel? Fanon? Frantz Fanon. The Liberian philosopher, physician philosopher, Frantz Fanon. Frantz Fanon. Frantz Fanon wrote Black Faces, White Masks, and Wretched of the Earth. And when I was in college, it was, at the time, it was one of the most enlightening concepts that I'd heard, that I was introduced to. And it's something that is really like it's a different way. It'll change if you really understand it. It'll really change the way that you look at the world. It's really, honestly, man, it's like he's just amazing philosopher that other people built on afterwards and adjusted, but he's kind of the framework for a little bit of the framework for some of the other stuff, and the guy that I really like, which is Neely Fuller Jr. But Neely Fuller Jr. is very practical. It's very much about what you do every day, right? It's a guide to life, but the guide to life is based on the same philosophical groundwork, in my opinion, of Frantz Fanon. But even though Neely Fuller Jr. could care less about Frantz Fanon, like could care less, like, yeah, that's great. And he's such a brilliant man that he fully understands it. I mean, fully understands it, but understands it to the point where it's like the dude is just a logical, just his logic, his use of logic primarily is just so constructive. So constructive. Just a giant. I mean, intellectually, a giant. He's such an intellectual giant that he's not even intellectual anymore. He yeah, I understand all of that. Yeah, I understand all of that. Now, what are we going to do about it? Now, what are we going to do about it? Because everything y'all say we need to do, none of it works. You want to march? That doesn't work. You want to go to work? That doesn't work. You want to pray? That doesn't work. So what are we going to do? And how do you go about doing this? And what exactly are we trying to do? It's just such a brilliant man. Humblingly brilliant. And it's hard to humble me. Because I think most times I'm reading and listening to people, I'm like, man, shut up. Like, that's just because I'm contrary like that. And I'm argumentative like that. But that dude, nah, bro. He said practical, pragmatic, down to earth, down to business. I mean, like, no joke, bro. We really taking Rick? No, nobody's taking him seriously, bro. But there has been a blessing in it that the actual numbers, the closer to the real numbers, have come out. The closer to the real numbers have come out. So now you can no longer try to suppress Tank Davis. You can no longer pour water on this man's accomplishments, which is what you guys do all the time. Consistently pouring water on boxing. You want boxing to be successful, not that way. Do you understand what I say when I say that? We would rather have boxing burn to the ground than those guys win. That's Terence Crawford. I would rather burn this fight to the ground than Errol Spence Jr. than be the A-B side to Errol Spence Jr. That's my takeaway. What's going on, Rachel and Nonito? That's my takeaway from that whole situation. Terence Crawford's team would rather burn the fight to the ground than have to be the B-side to Errol Spence Jr. Did you see Tank Chump Eddie Hearn on DM? Is this recent? No, I'll go check it out, though. I got to do my videos for today, so I'll definitely go check it out. They would rather do that. They would rather, and see, that's what guys would rather do. Hee. That's the only way that I'm gonna phrase that, dude, because I like making fun of you, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, you're funny to me, man. You're like straight comedy to me. Like, for real, for real. Like, I don't dislike y'all. I swear y'all may think there's some people I dislike. I ain't gonna lie, bro. There's some people I dislike. Some people I truly do dislike. But y'all ain't one of them. I just kind of think you're a clown that doesn't know that don't know you're a clown. Have you ever seen somebody that is really funny but don't know they funny? Like it's like somebody in a boxing match that really think they throwing hands. Punching like this. Ain't dead serious about what they're about to do. Man, I had a friend, bro. Rest in peace, man. This dude thought he could really throw hands. And he started something. I was like, man, come on, man. I was like, man, come on, man. Don't fight. Please don't fight. And this dude thought it was because, look, I was like, man, I'm not trying to fight you, man. I don't want to fight you. Man, this dude thought it was because he took that, man, I don't want to fight you, as if somebody was scared. Like, no, bro, for real. I don't want to hurt you, man. I don't want to hit you, man. You can't defend yourself. You literally cannot defend yourself, bro. Anyway, Aaron Muhammad says, hey, Fanon, sorry I missed most of the live today. Here's a little support, my man. Hey, thank you, Aaron Muhammad. It means a lot, bro. It means a lot, man. It means a lot, bro. Hey, can you do a poll to see who bought the fight? Nah, I can't. Because all you're gonna do if I do that poll, that's a non-scientific poll. And what you're gonna get is this. You're gonna get a bunch of people saying no. Because first of all, there are more people that didn't buy the fight than did. We know that. We know that. There are more people that did not buy that fight than did. How do we know that? Because even if it did 1 million pay-per-views, there are still more people that didn't buy it than did. How do we know that? Because there's 7 billion people on the planet. If there's 7 billion people on the planet, which I doubt, I think they're lying. But if there was 7 billion people on the planet, that means 7 billion minus 1 million did not buy the fight. The question is not whether or not everybody bought the fight. The question is how many people bought the fight. Even if you say it did 400,000 pay-per-views, that's nowhere near close to 1 million. That is only 10%. That is only 10% of the people that bought Floyd Mayweather Jr., Manny Pacquiao. So the fact that Tank sold 400,000 pay-per-views, what does that mean? It means that he's a very profitable fighter, but he is not Floyd Mayweather Jr. He is not Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus that fight was not Floyd Mayweather Jr. Manny Pacquiao. It was not a super huge mega event, something that we know. But when they lie about the numbers, they're not saying that Tank is not a star. That's not what Rick Glazier's lying about. What Rick Glazier is saying is that he's a nobody. That's what 61,000 means. 61,000 paper means you are a nobody. You are not a star at all. I read China inflated their census. Man, dude, a lot of these dudes are blowing up numbers, bro. They blowing up numbers. Because people always try to up numbers. Because people get paid off numbers. Money is numbers. So as long as money is number, people are going to, and you are getting paid off number, and people are eating off number and getting everything that they get in their life based on numbers, people are going to continue to inflate numbers. But at the same time, not giving you anything extra. That's like money. There is way more money in the world now than there used to be. And people have way more money than they used to have. But why is that the case? And I will explain it. Say this is all the money in the world. Say this is all the money in the world, right? This is one piece of paper. One piece of money. Watch me tell you why there's more money in the world. Now there's two pieces of paper in the world. We just doubled. We just tripled. We just quadrupled. Right? So now, where I had one piece of money, I now have four pieces of money. Even though we have the same piece of paper. Ta-da! Magic tricks with numbers. When they say money don't lie, numbers don't lie, BS. People lie with money all the time. Lie with numbers all the time. He said, Fanon giving me anxiety with the mess of torn paper. Are you a neat freak? Do people realize that if he didn't do good pay-per-view numbers, he wouldn't do pay-per-views? Exactly, bro. No, people do not realize that, M Love. No, they do not realize that. No, they do not realize that. They don't want to believe that. They just want to hear the Tank flopped. That's it. That's what they want to hear. Just like if you tell somebody that Tank did well, they want to hear that. Right? That is true. If you like somebody, you want to hear good things about them. If you don't like people, you want to hear bad things about them. That is natural. If it's your child, you want to hear you want to hear good things. If it's your enemy, you want to hear bad things, and you will pay attention to anything bad you hear about them. So say, for example, if I smoke you in a debate and I'm constantly making fun of you and telling people I think you're funny, and truly, not a bad guy, but, not the smartest guy in the world, and I keep proving it over and over and over and over again. Anything bad you hear about me, you're going to want to hear it. What did he say bad about him? Give me something. Yeah, man, that's where I am on that, man. Hey, man, y'all hit the like button, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the live stream today. Hey, put a 1 in the chat if you enjoyed the live stream, man. I need some validation, bro. I need validation, brother. Oh, much love in the super chat. That's the best kind of validation. He said, see Bo in the building. Craig Bonnet said, didn't someone from PBC say in the beginning that Spence Crawford fight wasn't going to happen? No. As well as Mayweather? No. I also heard Spence say never to Thurman. That's true. And yet I comprehend what you say. Much love. Yes. Watch. Didn't somebody from the PBC say in the beginning the Spence Crawford fight wasn't going to happen? No, they did not say that. No, they didn't. What Tim Smith said was that if it was him, he would not insult Terrence Crawford with the offer that he would get, because Terrence Crawford is currently getting paid much more money than he actually earns. That's what he said. Let me repeat and explain. Tim Smith, who is the director of communications or vice president, or I think he's the vice president of media relations or something like that, right? Something like that. I see you, Keys to the Game, right? What he said was, when he was asked, now watch this. This is while Terrence Crawford was still signed with Top Rank. He said, look, I don't know if it's going to happen, because if it was me, I would not make him an offer because he's going to get insulted by the offer. Because right now he's making a lot of money. He's making a lot of money, but he's not really a big draw. And the way that we do business is that you're not, and this is me, assuming, not really assuming, I'm stating facts, but I'm connecting two things. What I believe he was referring to was the fact that, like, Gervonta Davis got $1.25 million purse, right? So do the numbers. Gervonta Davis gets a $1.5 million purse, but he winds up earning somewhere around $20 million. But how does he get the $20 million? He gets the $20 million through the gate, and he gets $20 million through the pay-per-view. So Tim Smith is saying, I don't know what we'd be able to offer him because he doesn't get a big gate and he doesn't do big pay-per-view. So if we're going to offer him some money, it's not going to be $5 million. He's not going to get a $5 million purse. Whether that purse is an advance against the pay-per-views, or whether that purse is a guaranteed purse that he doesn't have to pay back. We're not going to offer him that. That's what Tim Smith said. He never said that the fight was never going to happen. People took that and ran with it in a very and I'm telling you, I don't know which one it is. They either do not read very well. They either do not read very well, listen very well, so therefore they misunderstood, or they're just putting extra butter on the bread. So they want to tell you something, but to make it more enticing, they take a little butter and they spread it on top so it looks a little bit more interesting to you, so you'll listen to it. So instead of saying, Tim Smith does not believe that they can make an offer that would be acceptable by Terrence Crawford based on the fact that Terrence Crawford already makes X amount of money. They say Tim Smith says the fight's never going to happen, one of which is true but not enticing. The other one is flat out untrue. Also, the other one, as well as Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather Jr. did not say that. What Floyd Mayweather Jr. said was the fight is not going to happen on the date that Mike Coppinger said it would. Floyd Mayweather Jr., both in October and in November, contradicted reports made by primarily, but not exclusively, Mike Coppinger about the fight being done for October. Floyd Mayweather Jr. came out in October and said, that date is not true. We will tell you on Fight Hype when that fight takes place. When it is done, we'll tell you. These people are not telling you the truth. So it literally is the people. Watch this. Literally the people that Floyd said was lying that are now lying on Floyd and saying Floyd says something he never said. The second time in November, he did the same thing. When Mike Coppinger, not exclusively, reported that November 19th was done and that Terrence Crawford had agreed to everything, Floyd Mayweather Jr. once again came out and said, that is not true. That date is not true. It's not going to happen. Now, what Floyd said was, it's not going to happen until the future. Now, they took the word in the future to mean never. I'm telling you, these people are not honest. They are leading you by the nose, and they are controlling the narrative. The last part. I also heard Spence say never to Thurman. He did say never to Thurman. He absolutely did. And yet I comprehend what you say. Yeah, he did say never to Thurman. If he fights him, he changed his mind. If he fights him, he changed his mind. And I guarantee you this is what he's going to say if you ask him. You said you were never going to fight him. Why are you fighting him? I changed my mind. Have you not said you would never do something and you change your mind? People change their minds. Right? If Terrence Crawford said he would never fight Errol Spence, I've heard Terrence Crawford say that he will never fight Errol Spence. Everybody that believes he wants that fight is saying he changed his mind. So if he changed his mind about never fighting Errol Spence, and you're willing to accept that, then why aren't you willing to accept that Errol Spence Jr. would change his mind to fight Keith Thurman? Especially if he's going to make a lot of money doing it. And the guy that he wanted to fight said he never wants to fight him. So what is he going to do? Retire? I said I would never live in Missouri. I lived in Missouri. Never say never. You know the saying, never say never. That's my take. Tease to the game said a little validation, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you for that support. Much love in that super chat to my man, Keys to Life, Keys to the Game. And Tammy Smith said, love show. Can't watch much as I want, but when I do, the light of your character shines through to illuminate the glow of the truth you shine. Oh, my God, that's beautiful. Thank you, Tammy Smith. Wow, you just made me blush, and I don't think I'm dark enough to blush. I don't think I'm light. I think I'm too dark to blush, but I think you made me do it. You made me see why Bradley and Ward don't hold the buzz off to his duck. I don't think they can. And they're his friends. They don't want to see that Bud is a duck. That's what I suspect. I suspect that they don't want to see the duck and Bud. You don't want to see it because you think he's a great fighter and he talks like he wants to do it and all of that. And you probably Terrence Crawford, Andre Ward wouldn't duck. Andre Ward would fight. Tim Bradley would duck. Tim Bradley would duck for sure. Because he could have got that work with Floyd. He never wanted a Floyd fight. So as far as I know, he's out there advising Terrence Crawford not to take the fight. I don't know, bruh. You know, you probably be smarter getting that money, with these guys, stayed his entire career at Top Rank. Never left Top Rank. Never left Top Rank. Was a champion, could have fought Floyd. Never left. Still has not left Top Rank. Still works with Top Rank. To this day. Aaron Muhammad showing that support. Thank you, brother. Said Errol also said he never ducks a mandatory fight, and the WBC made Thurman is mandatory. There you go. He was also ordered to fight him to hold the belt. But he said never. But you know what is funny? Why did he say never? Does anybody remember why he said never? Curious question. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember why Errol Spence Jr. said never. What is the context behind him saying that? Wannabe Muslaham. So yes, much love. It's because a YouTube channel said that he had planned to fight him in December. Before the mandate, said that he was going to fight. No, he's not from Martinique. If he is from Martinique, hold on. Nah, hold on. Oh, he is from, maybe is Martinique in Africa? Let me see. I thought he was from Liberia. Or maybe he studied the people in Liberia. No, he's Algerian. Excuse me, he's not even that. He's Algerian. That's what he's Algerian, French Algerian. But he did study in Martinique. But thank you, brother. Okay, yeah. You're right. Yeah, he was born in Martinique. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. I didn't know that. Thank you. I knew most of his work. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, but I knew that he was in France, that he was educated in France and worked in Liberia. I didn't know that he was born in Martinique. Thank you very much. Yeah. But Frantz Fanon is just another dude, just a brilliant man. Brilliant man. Rick said it himself why he hates me because she thinks she's a manager. Oh, okay, what does that have to do with you, sir? But you are a manager. But you are a manager. Why would he have a problem with you thinking you're a manager when you are a manager? Oh, Rick can think I'm a unicorn. Who cares? Yeah, like, anyway, that guy's just, dude, when that guy said he was a legal expert, at that point in time, dude, you really do need to never let that guy around you. Because he's going to get you embarrassed. Because he'll say anything. Really, he'll say anything. If you are going to flat out tell somebody that you are a legal expert, you will say anything. I don't believe anything. I will not take your word in anything you say. Because you understand that the legal experts in a court of law are the judge and the lawyers. The two lawyers are debating. They're having a legal debate in front of the jury over an issue of law. The judge is the procedural leader of the mediator of the debate. You are not a legal expert. And he literally said that to me. And I was laughing at him. But then you guys want to put this guy on your channel. You want to talk about this dude as if he's going to tell you the truth. That is silly. And if you don't know that's silly, sit down, man, before you do some real damage. You know what I'm saying? Sit down before you do some real damage. Hey, Sibo, unfortunately, I live in Missouri, so I hear you. I'm just a fan. That's why that's the fight I want to see in all of boxing. Yeah, love, brother. Thank you for that support, bro. Sit down before you hurt yourself, man. John Boy, much love in that super chat, bro. Are you going to let somebody come in and do your electricity in your house because they say that they're an electrical engineer, and you say, well, Why are you an electrical engineer? Oh, yeah, I was over at the house and I was turning their lights on and off. I turned on all the lights in the stadium. Hold on, bro. What were you doing turning on the lights? Oh, well, I was a custodian. Brother, being a custodian and turning on the lights and changing light bulbs does not make you an electrician. If you let that guy get into your house and do your wiring, do not be surprised if all your family dies in a burning inferno. You are not a certified electrician just because you were a janitor that turned lights on and changed light bulbs and plugged in equipment. You are not qualified to do that. Frank the Trucker, brother, what's good, man? Oh, he identifies. Hey, you identify what you want. Hey, he said, I believe Spence is only fighting Thurman to satisfy the WBC. That way he doesn't get stripped so he can circle back to Bud. Blessings, Fanon. Hey, brother, blessings to you, Frank the Trucker. And shout out to all the truckers out there doing their thing on a daily basis, brother. Thank you for that support on this Super Chat Thursday, bro. And Frank the Trucker, a longtime supporter, brother. Thank you. Does anyone know if RuPaul is okay? We haven't heard from. Oh, we heard from him today. And I just heard from him yesterday. He was on BFTB getting love and attention. Getting that whooping he wants so bad. Man, when I first got around BFTB, I used to want to tell BFTB. I used to try to give BFTB advice. And then I realized pretty quick, this dude doesn't need none of my advice. So I'd never do it, right? I'd never give him advice on nothing because the dude don't need my advice. So when I heard that was his voice, I almost was like, man, I should put in the chat that that's who this dude is. But I was like, nah, let me listen. Dog, he was so gentle and nice to that dude. It was almost like he liked him, but it was like a little sick kid. It was like a little mad kid swinging at him, dog. Man, I thought they was so nice to him, bro. He was so nice to him. He really deserves a lot of credit for doing that. But look, man, oh no joke, bro. I got to get out of here, man. Much love. Sadag Fanon, that was dark as F. What you talking about? What are you talking about? One body in Yahweh. What are you talking about? I'm being serious, bro. You should not. You absolutely positive. If you're talking about what I said about like treating people as experts in things that they are not experts in, dude, you guys don't know anything about. You're not businessmen. You're not. They demonetized BFTB. Oh, he'll be monetized again. That's not his interest. He'll get his monetization back, I think. I think he'll probably get suspended for a little while. Cash App Thursday. Yes, sir. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, let me go check. Oh, gosh. Joshua Riley in the building. Much love in that Cash App, brother. Big $3 holler, brother. Thank you so much for that support, bro. That means a ton. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Joshua Riley. Oh, I love my son. God, dog, I love my son. God dang. Ugh. Just realized Tank's last pay-per-view did better than Canelo's last two pay-per-views. I don't know if they did or they didn't. I don't know what they are. I don't know what they are. But look, make sure y'all go subscribe, go support Nonito and Rachel if they're going live today. I don't know if they're going live. Those big money people, they don't have to go live every day because they get them big dollars for slapping fools up. Fanon, how tall is your son and what position does he play? What's their current record? He's about 6 foot, like he's six foot, a little over 6 foot. He plays point guard. And I don't want to talk about their record because their coach is something that is like ridiculous. He plays for a team. And hey, man, no joke, bro. I am not a coach. Okay. I'm not a basketball coach. I only played basketball recreationally, right? So if there's people out there that are real basketball coaches and really understand strategy and all of that, you know, you got to excuse me. I'm not trying to claim that I'm an expert on business or a legal expert if I'm not. So I don't want to claim to be an expert on boxing, on basketball, and coaching basketball. But they shoot. His team shoots 5 threes for every 2-point shot. They shoot 5 threes for every 2-point shot. And they make these guys shoot threes off the run. I'm not even talking about 3 set shot, wide open, set 3-point shots. No, I'm talking about a guy running off screen, running off 5 and 6 screens. Running off 5 and 6 screens. Over and over and over again, and then shooting a 3 from NBA range. And they're scoring a whopping 40 points a game. Nothing to the hole. Maybe 1 or 2 layups a game. No 2-point shots. Nothing in mid-range at all. Everything coming off. Oh, my God, it's so disgusting. I'm like, when in the world are you going to do something other than this same old thing? Anyway, so I'm frustrated about that, bro. Anyway, but like I said, I'm not a coach, so obviously their team and their coaches then know more than I do. But I used to think that as a percentage, it is a lot easier to score 2 points than a half-court shot. And they keep losing to people that more than half of their shots are layups. More than half of their shots are layups. So what they started doing to them is just pressing them. They press them and make it really hard for them to get the ball up the court. And then when they get into that deal, then they run them and run them and run them. And they get fatigued. He said, Rachel, okay, yeah, it's silly. To me, I don't like it, bro. Like, I don't like it, man. You got to get something. You got to get something. You gotta get to the rim sometime. God dog. But anyway, look, man, I'm up out of here. Much love to everybody in the chat. Much love to everybody in the super chat. Thank y'all for kicking it with me today. God bless y'all. Whether y'all are haters, whether y'all good, whether y'all like me, don't like me, haters, appreciators, whatever the case is, man, y'all have an absolute wonderful day. Hope I didn't make you too mad and have you throw hissy fits later on in the day, though I'm sure you will. But it is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Deuces. Make sure y'all go check out Nonito and Rachel if they're coming on. Rachel, if they're coming on. Now, you see, I got to keep checking Raquel. Shout out to all the groupies, all of that. I guess high percentage shots are not important. Not on this one. Not in this one. They're not. Like, not on this team, they are not. It's 3-point, 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 3-point. Off screens to boot. Like, dude, they cannot be in that good a shape. And inevitably, you got 2 kids that can really, you got only 2 dudes on the team that can really do that. And that's all they do. And that's literally 80% of their shots come off of 2 players in the same positions every time. And I don't care how you go around getting to it, they're going to shoot from there or there. And they're going to give you up, they're going to give up the lane. It's ridiculous. Anyway, with that, I'm out. Deuces.